We're doing our week 5 fantasy football ad drop waiver wire show, taking questions, of course, from fantasy football and whatever else. You guys can ask us anything else, we'll answer it. And then going to do a week 5 fantasy football onward draft live during the stream. So before we get into everything, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content, and visit the merch store. I am, of course, wearing something from the merch store. It is our May is Wrath Month t-shirt. Wrath Month or Wrath Rights are human rights. Just don't go around hurting people, please. But you can get all that here at the merch store. It is 20% off actually. Now it's they bumped it up, so it's a good time to get something cool here. You can change the colors of the t-shirts. You can get long sleeve, you can get hoodie, you can get women's tank top, you can get infant onesie, you can get our mugs. We have a new hat. It's down here somewhere. There it is. We have the famous apron. So make sure you get something if you really want to help us out. And go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people. I was at Penn State for 6 years, so I had a lot of writing material. My first book, by the way, was A Safety and a Field Goal. Published it back all the way back in like 2017 or something. So yeah, it's just a top 5 list of random football stuff, some serious stuff, some fun stuff. So I think it's a cool read for you guys too. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. It's the best way to support the show. We had 5 different super chats on Friday. It was so great. Most of it was just getting Tom to bet a team. I forget which team. I even forget which team it was, but I just really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. We had great super chats lately from Meek and Eagle. We had Armac, of course, the $100 super chat about a month ago. Slew, John Sanders. You guys have been awesome supporters for so long, so I just really appreciate it. But we're joined once again by Kenny from thecapistfake.com. Kenny back from his hiatus from food poisoning. Glad to see you all right, Kenny. How's it going otherwise?
Oh man, life is great. And so I did get food poisoning a week ago because I unintentionally made a protein shake with spoiled milk. So that's it. It's a true story. I can't believe that happened. I've been on a high protein diet, and so I have lost 25 pounds in the last since July, 2.5 months. So we got more to go. My goal was 70 pounds, and so a little way. So I've been doing protein shakes, organic anyway. But my wife had some milk in the back of the fridge, and we have like multiple milks. We have the baby milk, and then we have our 4-year-old drinks 1%, and our 2-year-old drinks whole milk, and then my wife drinks almond milk. So it's like our whole friggin' fridge is just milks. And I guess there was this carton of milk in the back, and I guess it'd been there a while, and it was behind something. I was like, I saw it. I'm like, it probably needs to be used. So I made it. But, you got protein shake, and I had a banana in there and some other stuff. Drank it and think of it. My wife's like, did you have that milk that was in the back there? I was like, she's like, did you smell it? I'm like, no, I don't ever smell the milk. And about 4 hours later, I was pooping my brains out and throwing up, and it was pretty bad. And it was like, I was like 2.5 days. I was totally out of it. It was terrible.
That's terrible. Look, we all feel your pain. We've all been there before. But yeah, I always smell the stuff I eat. Like my sister even called me out for it. She baked this cake and it was great. But I smelled it at first. She's like, why are you smelling my cake? I'm like, I smell everything. I smell everything. I don't know. It's just like a habit, I guess. I don't know. It's not even like testing for if it's bad or something. I just want to smell how it, I just want to see how it smells, No, maybe I'm weird or something because she thought that was weird too. So, well, I'm glad to see you're back though. How was your week 4, by the way? And our draft's about to start here.
Oh, I was my week 4 was excellent. I am 3-1 in week 4, and so now in my 4 leagues, I am 4-0 in one league, 3-1 in 2 leagues, and then 2-2 in another league. So 4-0, 3-1, 3-1, 2-2. The 2-2 is bad beat. I lost this past game. I sat Emeka Ibuka because going against the Eagles, and I played DJ Moore and Devontae Smith. Meanwhile, Emeka Ibuka, I would have won. Anyway, I would be in 3. I'd be 3-1 in 3 of my leagues and 4-0 in another if I had not made that move. So feels like not as bad of a beat as having the Rams against the Eagles back in week 3, but that was the worst beat ever. But anyway,
Yeah,
Sorry to bring up a sore subject. Sorry.
26-7 as a +3.5, and they were still looking to cover on the final play of the game. A block field goal return for a touchdown. We didn't talk about it last week. I thought that was the dumbest play in NFL history. just Jordan Davis running it back. Like, it's just the game's over. Just take a knee. Like, what if a guy runs from behind you and swipes the ball out? Everyone's all up there already. Like, it's just like if the Rams get the fumble, there's no one to tackle the guy on the way back. Like, and what if he drops it before the goal line, like Adonai Mitchell? Like, it's so dumb. Just fall down.
So it's just I didn't know you had the Rams in that game, and so I texted you immediately. I was like, that's got to be the dirtiest, crummiest front door cover I've ever seen. And I was just laughing, and you're like, yeah, I had the Rams. Oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's we had so many bad beats this year. I'm thinking about writing a book, the year of the bad beat so far. It's been awful. I actually had one of my friends, Mark, called me on Wednesday. He's like, "Did you see that Eagles ending? It was so great." I'm like, "No, it was terrible." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I had money on the Rams." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So it's I mean, most Eagles fans would be excited. Look, it's an exciting play, but it was the dumbest play in NFL history because you could just like the game's over. Like, there's no reason to run anymore. Just fall down. like you're a fat, slow guy who could get caught by someone. Although he did run fast, I'll give him that. But still,
I thought it was. I mean, listen. I thought it was fun.
It was fun. No, it was exciting. It was fun if you had the Eagles and if you didn't bet the Rams. It was terrible. It was incredibly exciting. But not for me. I just like stared at the TV. I'm like I honestly didn't like say anything. I just stared at the TV. Like you got to be kidding me, because the week before we got beaten on 3 final drives, like backdoor covers, like 3 final drives. And then later that day with the after that Rams blown cover. And I'm up here, by the way. H hands available. Just gonna take him, I guess. So a couple hours, actually it's like an hour later, Nick Bosa got hurt in the first quarter, and then the Niners took a safety to blow the cover, and the penalty was called for a holding, but the holding wasn't even in the end zone. And so it was, everyone's saying it was like a blown call. It shouldn't have been a holding. And I'm like, oh, great, cool. Can I get my money back? Like, it's like, yeah, blew the call. Awesome. Thanks. So it's pretty rough. Say that. Rough start of the season. Although we had a big Monday night. We had Broncos minus 20, half plus 420. And we hit both same game parlays. It was pretty sweet. Do you still like Derrick Henry here? Thinking about him here. I know
what
that.
Round are you in here? Second round?
202. So there's Jamar Chase, Henry, Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I like the running backs. I like Jacobs or I can go Chase there either.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Henry. So all right. So before we begin, we have some questions here. So give up Garrett Wilson and Quentin Johnson in exchange for Jahmyr Gibbs. If you need a running back, yeah, if you can afford the losing 2 receivers, I would say I think Gibbs is still one of the top fantasy players. I love Wilson though. Wilson's fantasy playoff schedule is so easy, and Quentin Johnson is easy too, except for the championship. So just keep that in mind. But Gibbs is he's a special talent. So it depends what you need. So I assume you need a running back and you can afford to give up receivers. What do you think?
Yeah, it depends on what you need. Yeah, I agree. It depends on what you need. Depends on what your starting lineup looks like. Yeah, I mean, Gibbs, I think is the. I mean, is he the number? What is he overall?
Well, he went 108 in this draft. This is kind of why I do it. He went 108 here. So he says he's the 8th best player in fantasy. So
yeah. So
Dylan asking, what do you think about Calvin Ridley? Worth holding? Maybe he gets traded. I wouldn't. I don't know if you need the roster spot. Like maybe you cut him. I wouldn't cut him. I'm still taking him like 11th round here, 10th round. He's got a lot of talent, but apparently he has some sort of injury. So just watch out for that. Maybe they're sitting him because they want to trade him too. So I mean that could help him. It also could hurt him too. Not that he has much room for more downside, but what do you think about Ridley? Because it feels like we both got that one wrong. I think more so me than you, because I like them more. I think.
I think I'm. If you need the roster spot, you can cut him. I think he's not all that helpful.
Yeah.
You're never going to start him, right? Like you're never going to start him.
Yeah, I mean the bye weeks are coming up, so you might have a chance. And plus, Tennessee's had some very difficult opponents this year, like so far. Like defensively, just like think about the defenses they faced us so far this year. This year they battled the Rams in week 1. They played the Buccaneers, the Jaguars, who are ranked like 3rd in defense somehow, and then the Texans. So those have been their 4 opponents. So pretty difficult, you know. I think that against easier opponents, he'll have a better chance. So I actually think he's like a good buy low. Like you're not going to give up anything for him. In fact, like people cut him. I think I would be looking to potentially add him if there's no one else available. Like if you miss out on like Woody Marks this week or like Malik Washington or something. We'll talk about those guys too. But yeah, I'm not quite going to give up on him. But if you definitely need the roster spot, I'd be okay with it too. So my running backs are okay. So this is in addition to that question where he's asking about the trade. Okay. It seems like an obvious move. Yeah, I think I'd do it. Patrick says went from laughing stock in league a week ago to high scoring team. Nice additions of Doves, Wentz, Chase McLaughlin, still have Henderson. That's awesome. First waiver pick for Woody. That's awesome. Glad to see your team rebounded, Patrick. That's cool. Traded Worthy and Bill for Scatterbo and Swift. Worthy and Jakari crossing over for Scatterbo and Swift. Yeah, I mean, look, when Rashi Rice comes back, Worthy's not going to be used this much. So Scatterbo looks great so far, so I don't mind getting him. Any thoughts?
I wouldn't say he looked great. I guess I mean he's a power back that's not very powerful. So I guess I'm like I don't know. He had an open touchdown run and Derwin James just stuck him, and I'm like, dude, Derwin James is a great player, but like Scatterbo, like, bro, you outweigh this guy by how many pounds? Like, come on, man, get in the end zone. You got to get 1 inch. Anyway,
yeah,
I don't know. I think he's fine. He's fine. Like, whatever, he's fine.
You're good. Okay. Until tilting losses by 0.7. Well, I tied in our league. I'm the second highest scoring team in the league. I tied. I'm 2-1-1 now. Why do we have ties? Seriously, we got to talk to this commissioner.
But by the way, we didn't highlight this. Your one loss is to Kenny Ortiz. That's right. Oh,
we didn't highlight this because you had food poisoning.
I was pooping my brains out.
Yeah, I was ready for you to come on, talk crap because you beat me. My only loss of the year, and then you were like, "Oh, I can't come on. I'm throwing up and pooping." So. Yeah, that didn't quite work out, but now I guess you get to talk trash. You know, anyway, Lamar Jackson's still here, AJ Brown's still here, Brock Bowers is still here. Look at this overreaction stuff.
What round is this? We're rounding you in third or fourth?
311. Who would you take? I already have 2 running backs, so
I'd be leaning toward the receiver, but the receiver you love. Yeah. I mean, AJ Brown. I don't know what to do with him right now. Ugh.
I'm still going to take him at 311. It's a great value. He's going second round before the hamstrings last year. And Lamar Jackson's kind of interesting. I'd want both, either Jackson or Bowers here. Like Bowers is going second round now. I can get him 402 potentially, which seems crazy. And Lamar Jackson, yeah, he might be out 1 or 2 weeks, but it's not gonna be that long. So at 402, like he was going 202 last week. So Tyler Warren just went ahead of Bowers, which is crazy. So I guess I'm getting Bowers, right? Because he's not going to take 2 tight ends. At least I don't think so.
By the way, Tyler Warren looks awesome.
Oh yeah, he's terrific. Yeah, and he even got the tush push touchdown last week, which I thought would happen.
Well, you got a wildcat, play, and then you got the tush push. I wouldn't call it a tush push. It was just like fullback play.
Yeah. Who would you take here between Jackson and Bowers?
I would go Bowers.
All right, that's good. Bowers. Maybe we can get Jane Daniels 6th round. So it's looking pretty good. H.N. Henry, Brown, and Bowers. Imagine if you had that team before the year, and you're like, wait, how'd you get all those guys? Are you in like an 8-man league? Okay. Hey guys, who should I prioritize of waivers? Rashad White, Slayton, Io Manor, or Kendra Miller? It depends on Bucky Irving's injury, but of course we don't know about that yet. Slayton's just okay. Io Manor's just okay. Miller has a lot of potential down the road. I put in a $20 fab bid for Miller this week. So I think I would go Miller, then White, and then Slayton and Io Manor, I guess. What do you think? They're all pretty close.
What I guess I don't see Miller being valuable. So maybe I'm crazy.
Well, he had almost as many carries as Kamara last week.
But he sucks. So
Okay.
I don't know. That's why I don't. So I wouldn't be burnt. I think Slayton sucks. I think Ayumeyer is. How you pronounce his name? Ayumeyer.
Io Manor. It's
Io Manor.
Yeah,
dude, this guy sucks. I hate his name. Just anyway. I don't know. I mean, Rachaad White might be the guy if Bucky's out for any length. I mean, but I don't know. I think all those guys suck. Sorry.
I mean, none are great. I think Miller has potential. Like, if Kamara goes down, Miller could be a good player for you. So I think he has the highest upside. That's why I'd go with him. My wife has warned me many times to not risk eating food that's been in the fridge too long, regardless of smell. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Don't don't do that. Owen asking, hey, Walt, read your picks. I have two questions. You take the Eagles playing in 4 days into account, so why not the Giants? It's because the Eagles are favored, so they could be looking past their opponent because they're favorites. The Giants are not favorites. And then also, what about the Jets and Broncos heading into London next week? Well, they're both underdogs too. So usually when it's a favorite, like a heavy favorite that's not going to be focused, that's generally the teams that look ahead, not the teams that are underdogs. So that's why I didn't mention them. Walt, do you fix your Survivor page yet? Can't make picks. Can you email me? It's WPCWP as in Paul, C as in cat, 112@gmail.com. So I can forward it to my developer. So I wasn't aware that it was not working. How about being second in scoring in a 12-team league? It's 1-3. That usually happens to me, Kenny. You know, that I've like a long history of that happening. So like I don't know. It always happens to me. Okay, did that one? Yes, Henry. Wait, hold on. Gibbs is top 5 right now. I think I'd agree with that. Jalen Coker thoughts back from IR, and you said he would be young safety blanket. Yeah, I like Jalen Coker as in a PPR format, like this, like the best ball. I'm usually taking him like round 16 or 17. Any thoughts on Coker? I know you like him.
Yeah, I liked him a little bit. You know, I was taking him a lot in best ball late in drafts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that he's like amazing, and Bryce Young still looks terrible. So you know, that 5-game stretch middle last year, we actually looked decent. I guess that was a mirage because he's not good. And so yeah, it's hard to have any confidence in the weapons when the quarterback just plays terrible.
The quarterback was good when the teams didn't try hard against him. Like the Eagles brought their F effort, the Chiefs brought their F effort, the Bucks in their first game brought F effort. Like they didn't try hard, and of course he played well because if your opponent is not trying hard against you, then you could probably do well. And then once he got against teams that were trying hard, like the Cowboys dismantled him. The Buccaneers the second time, they crushed him. So I thought it was so obvious that the Panthers were going to regress. Everyone loved them. I called them the hipster pick. They're like, oh my God, the Panthers played so close to the Chiefs, Eagles, and Bucks. And I'm like, wait, they didn't even win those games. Those teams didn't try hard against them. So that was, I don't know. I thought that was pretty easy. I've gotten stuff wrong, but this I thought was super easy to diagnose. So, we got some interesting players here. Keenan Allen just went. I was going to take him. So we can get our quarterback here in Jaden Daniels, who might be back this week, and he's going round 5. I think that's a steal. He's going like round 4 in the summer. Of course, I know you like Kamara. We already have 2 running backs. I'm gonna take Daniels unless this guy already has a quarterback, which he does not. So I'm gonna take Daniels. What do you think about that pick? 5'11".
Yeah, I'm still not taking quarterbacks early. It's just I have a predisposed. It's to me taking quarterback early is like drinking spoiled milk. It makes me want to throw up.
I think it's better to do it, and I agree with you in redraft formats, but in best ball I think it's better because it's the highest scoring position, and Daniels, Allen, Jackson, Hurts, and Burrow when he was healthy, like they can get the 30 pretty consistently, and like the other quarterbacks, they might get to like 30 once or twice per year. Like getting to 30 is just such a big deal in a format where you need to score the most points. So that's why I think like taking quarterbacks early is better in best ball, but not so much in redraft. All right, so I could take Kamara here. Who are the receivers? We have Olave, Pearsall, J-Mo. Maybe we get Addison later, Devontae Smith later. There's some decent receivers later. I can say Kamara. What do you think about that?
I mean, I love Kamara. I mean, in PPR, he's the 24th best overall player in ESPN PPR leagues. He's his value is returning about a third round pick.
Yeah, I'm concerned with him down the stretch, but like 602 is much better than like what was he going in the summer? Like 411, 412, 501. Like,
yeah.
So we're getting decent value here. Nino Pena with the 199 super chat. Thank you so much, Nino. Where's that Parrot Bay at now? Yeah, Nino was definitely one of the guys who's super chatting us on Friday. So thank you so much, Nino. Really appreciate it. Ties are un-American. Yes, I hate ties. I hate ties to sports. I hate ties with clothing. Ties are the worst no matter what. Any word on Tyler Bass? I'm looking for a sneaking streamer kick this week. I have nothing to say about kickers, honestly. I mean, he sounds good. I don't know. Any thoughts on Tyler Bass?
I haven't really thought about kickers much yet this week. I do try to put some effort into, my goal is I want a team in a kicker in a dome, a kicker at home, a kicker in it playing in a game where there's a high over under, high total. Yeah, that's kind of my, you can't always get that every week, obviously, but those are my. But I haven't really sat down and thought about it much yet.
Okay. I drafted Lamb in the first, Neighbors in the second. Oh man, and a $1,000 entry league. Man, that's sorry to hear that, John. That sucks. So, there's nothing you can do about it. Lamb at least will be back soon. At least maybe we think so. Imagine drafting Loveland over Warren. Yeah, both in in real life and fantasy. Just big mistakes there. Giants get the dub. Yeah, they did. Loveland over Warren is on brand as a guest for the Bears. Trubisky over Mahomes, Caleb over Daniels. That's what they do. Like if you ever want to draft like the worst player available, just go with what the Bears do. Favorite streaming defense this week: Colts, Rams, or Eagles. I love the Colts this week against the Raiders. The Raiders can't block. Rams against the Niners. It depends who starts. We'll see. I might have a different answer for you. Eagles. I will not stream the Eagles. Denver is kind of heating up. I think they should be able to score some points. So for me, it would be Colts right now. But if it's Mac Jones with no receivers, then the Rams look pretty good. Any thoughts there?
I think the Eagles are going to pick Bo Nix off a few times. Okay. So I might. Colts versus Raiders is probably the better bet. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So Devontae Smith's one, unfortunately. All right. Let's get to some of the games here while we also do this draft. So back on Thursday, Seahawks are 23, Cardinals 20. Yet again, Arizona can't beat a good team. They always beat the bad teams, can't beat the good teams ever. Trey Benson couldn't run on Seattle's run defense. Seattle's run defense is awesome. So 8 for 35. He's going to have better games. Harrison finally did something in the second half. He dropped the pass in the first half, but he got there. McBride did not for our receiving yards prop. They did get their interceptions, so I'm done with the yards. I'm just going to go receptions. JSN, great again. Charbonnet stole a touchdown from Walker. And then like Charbonnet almost got a second touchdown, but there's a holding penalty that negated it. So he could have had an even better game. So any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I don't think nothing new. I mean, JSN's an awesome player. He's fantastic. I think we talked about it at length before, Walker and Charbonnet. This is a 50-50 job, I think, all year. Like, I think it's it is what it is. And it's hard, and it is what it is. Yeah, they're 50-50 job down the stretch. Trey Benson, not a good player. I'm not sure he's good. He's going to get a lot of volume, but he had a lot of opportunity. That there were moments where there were some creases and opportunity, but he wasn't good. So I don't know if obviously he's probably already picked up in every league. If you spend a bunch of fab on him, sorry, I'm not sure he's going to pay off. But probably worth a shot, right? Like, I guess it was worth a chance. Kyler Murray sucks. What's it? Carler, whatever his name is. He sucks.
Kyler, yeah.
Marvin Harrison, I think sucks. I think the Cardinals suck, actually, except Trey McBride. And so, yeah, I think I don't think there's anything new to learn from that game.
Yeah, man, I'm stuck on these receivers. Let's just take more. I should have taken receivers instead of Kamara because I can get Charbonnet here instead. So lessons learned, I guess. Yeah, so I might just take Charbonnet as my fourth running back and just go receivers after that. Because, what do you think about Evans? right here. I mean, he's gonna be out for a couple more games, but 8th round is a pretty good value for him.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm gonna take Evans, assuming that he's not gone. McLaurin's another possibility, I guess, but I don't know. Oh, never mind. He went. So I'm going to take Evans and just need more receivers after this. So, all right, let's get to the next game. Steelers 24, Vikings 21. Of course, I didn't watch the first half because it's stupid 6:30 a.m. Pacific time start. The Carson Wentz couldn't get any protection because the Vikings lost the right tackle and center in the first half. So pretty brutal stuff. Jefferson still had a great game. Addison had that 81-yard reception. Otherwise didn't really do anything, but still he just saw his potential there. Steelers, I got a text from our friend Butters saying Rodgers MVP, and he only misfired 4 times. Gainwell was awesome in this game. Almost 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches. Jalen Warren was out. So, I said in my ad drop, I'm like, you have to at least look at Gainwell. But first of all, the Steelers have a bye, and second, Jalen Warren will probably be back in week 6. But just in case he's not, Gainwell will be a nice addition. So, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think Gainwell was great in this game. He was fine. Like it was fine. But like I wouldn't be like the stats look good, 99 yards, touchdowns, but I wouldn't be like running out of my I wouldn't be like based on what I've seen from Gainwell, I wouldn't go out of my way to be starting him. I guess. I think the thing that I learned from the Steelers side of this, Caleb Johnson, like if he can't play in this game, like if he can't unseat Kenny Gainwell with Jalen Warren out, Johnson's not like I'm not sure he's worth rostering at this point. Like he has shown nothing. Yeah. So here's another rookie running back over the last 15 years that will grossly underperform his fantasy ADP. Oh, look at that! One of the 75%. So just.
What's I was wary on Caleb Johnson because of course billionaire Arthur Smith doesn't really know how to use his running backs. We saw that with Bijan, where one game he played Cordarrelle Patterson over him. So I was like, everyone that was asking me about Caleb Johnson, like, you do know who his coordinator is, right? So I was worried about him. I mean, Gainwell wasn't like great, but his stats were great. The
stats great. I'm just like, obviously, if you started in this game, which probably how many people did that? Not many. But if you had him, or if you got him in best ball, awesome. Like it worked out.
Yeah.
But do I trust that that's going to be a regular occurrence going forward? No. My answer would be no.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if Warren for some reason is ruled out for the year, like Gainwell is definitely very high value pickup. Just because he's going to get the volume, he's going to get catches. He's not like super talented, but he's going to get the opportunities at least. What pick did London go? He went 208. So he was going 3rd round last week. I played him in DFS. I thought he was an obvious play. Benson could light up the Titans, though. Yes, I think so. But then they had the Colts and Packers after. So, yeah, I mean, look, against bad defenses, Benson's going to do well. Against good defenses, Benson's not going to do anything. He's not a special player. Like, I agree with Kenny. Right. Like, he's got a lot of burst. But his field vision is pretty bad. Like he can't see the open lane. He's kind of like Miles Sanders or RJ Harvey, like that sort of player.
Kevin Coleman.
Yes, if they get in the open field, they're terrific. But they can't see the lanes to get to the open field most of the time. So that's an issue. So if he has an elite running blocking line ahead of him like Sanders in Philadelphia, then he could be really good. But that's not the case in Arizona. Arizona's line is not bad, but it's not great or anything. I have to make a pick here. I really need a receiver. There's Neighbors and Hill are available. Just kidding. Juwan Jennings is there. I guess I'll tee him up even though he's not going to play this week. Charbonnet still, I have to take Charbonnet at this point. like, come on. It's 9. What is this? 9:11. I'm taking Charbonnet. So, then I definitely need a receiver. So it's going to be Juwan Jennings. I really don't want to take the Browns guys. There's Aya Manor here. Travis Hunter is still available, but he's not doing anything because Liam Cohen can't figure out how to use him. It's that the whole I can't believe Jacksonville's 3-1 with like how many times Liam Cohen's bungled the situations there. It's pretty unbelievable. They've had such an easy schedule though. All right, going to take Jennings, I guess, but he might be out this week, so I might have two injured receivers this week, but this will pay off eventually, I guess. All right. I take Tyreek before any of the Browns players. I don't completely disagree. Is really droppable. We talked about this before. Yeah, Ridley. If you really need the roster spot, yes, but I think he could bounce back. Tennessee's had so many tough opponents this year, so once they get easier opponents, he'll do better. The Cardinals have a tough stretch from week 11 onward. I wouldn't go out of my way to roster Benson. The fact that I try to trade him, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Try to trade him after this week because like he gets an easy opponent in Tennessee. Then if he has a great game, you should be able to trade him for a decent value. I'm sure someone will take him. So that I think that's how I'd handle it. I don't know why this like keeps reloading. It's pretty annoying. Anyway, let's get to the next game here. Lions 34, Browns 10. This score is not indicative of how close this game was. Just the like so many interceptions and fumbles by the Browns. They just give like 3 points to Detroit nonstop. It's kind of like why Detroit's stats look pretty meager. Like Goff 168. You have Gibbs at 91, and then no one else at running back did anything. We had Montgomery under, I think it was like 50 something rushing yards that hit. St. Brown's the only receiver to do anything. So, Cleveland's defense is just going to put the clamps on it. So, like, it's not like Detroit scored 34. They were just kind of given like 2 touchdowns. Flacco had a miserable game. It was just awful. He's giving the ball away nonstop. On one of his interceptions, to be fair, Judy fell down. Isaiah Bond was the leading receiver. It's kind of crazy because Cedric Tillman's hurt. Judkins was like the lone bright spot for the Browns, 21 for 82 in the touchdown. That's really good against Detroit's defense. Detroit's number 2 against the run. So that was pretty impressive. Otherwise, nothing good to say about the Browns. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the Browns just are totally inept. I mean, I guess we've been saying that for 25 years.
Yeah.
The things to learn from this game, Judkins is legit. Like he's legitimately a good player, and I think has a chance to be a really good player in the NFL. The other thing the lesson to learn from the Lions, I think, Lions side is Jameson Williams is clearly their number 1 receiver at this point. In this game, he was the number 1 read twice as many times as St. Brown. He ended up getting the targets are 8-7, so the targets seem close. But like Williams is clearly the number 1 read most of the time. They're designing the offense again, but just kind of some bad luck. He only ended up with 2 catches, 40 yards, and then St. Brown gets 2 touchdowns. So like on the stat sheet, St. Brown looks like he's way ahead of Williams. But if you actually like watch the way the games play out, it looks like the Lions long term want to make Williams their number 1 guy. And so I wonder in the second half of the season could that play out? Like could Williams really take a huge step? And maybe he's a kind of a buy low candidate right now. He probably not gonna get him at a super discount because he's had a couple good games already. But you might be able to get him a slight discount compared to what I think he will be worth in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I wrote him up as a buy low this week as well. I think that's definitely true. Yeah, I mean 8 targets. Yeah, he was getting the first reads, and it's a tough defense. So just take whatever Detroit did with like a grain of salt here. Like this is their toughest matchup all year. Except for maybe week 1 when their coordinators weren't prepared for the Packers. So things will get easier for Detroit, especially this week because they play the Bengals. So. We're going to see some fireworks. Start your Detroit players in DFS to just pay up for them. All right. So next game is Patriots 42, Panthers 13. This was a bloodbath. The Panthers led 6-0, but they did nothing after that. They just couldn't get anything going. Bryce Young stinks. Hubbard had no chance to do anything in the deficit. And then the Patriots, May only misfired 3 times. He had 2 touchdowns and 3 incompletions. So great game from May. Stevenson, Henderson, and Gibson's just a complete mess right now. Henderson still looks like the best running back, but for some reason they're just not giving him the ball. Diggs finally had a good game. I wrote him up as a sell high. This is not going to happen very frequently. Reminds me of that Cooper Kupp game in week 2, and he's done nothing since. So I would sell high on Diggs if you have him on your roster for some reason. So what do you think about this game?
I kind of disagree with you pretty strongly on both of those takes. I'm watching the Patriots play. I don't think Henderson is clearly the better running back. I actually think he's the worst of the 3. Yeah, I think he's like I'm watching and going like Stevenson actually looks decent in the red zone. Looks decent when he's going out for like like none of them look amazing to me. They all like they're fine. But like Stevenson looks like the most competent running back. I'm like, you're like, why are they giving him the ball? Why are they giving him like more touches? Why are they giving him more snaps? I'm like, he looks kind of better. Like Henderson looks kind of lost in pass protection, which was the thing we were all told how great he was. He's great pass protection, but he sucks at it. And so like Stevenson is getting the first crack in the red zone. Then Gibson gets the second crack. They're not even Henderson's the third running back in their mind right now. Like, so I'm just like, okay. So anyway, that's like I don't trust Henderson. Another reason why you don't draft rookie running backs in the third round. I just hate being right. Gosh, this is worse. Anyway,
let's talk about Hampton for a second, if you want.
Yeah, Hampton's been fine. He's been fine, but not worth a third round pick. Like
he's well. Let's see where he's going right now.
He's been good. He's been decent. He belongs in the NFL.
He went 110 in this draft. It's like people view him as the 10th best player in fantasy.
That's very odd to me, but
like he's had a monster. You look at these games, like 24 fantasy points, 30. Like this guy's awesome.
Well, he also had 8 and 3.
Yeah, his first couple of games. Like now he's your league winner. Like if you took him in round 3, like he's much better than the other guys in round 3. Most of them anyway. Like not Jackson Smith and Jigba, but like who else is going in round 3? Like he's been better than Kyron. He's been better than who else is going around 3? I can't remember at this point. But
he's been good.
Marvin Harrison.
I think he's been good.
Yeah.
But
I think
most
he's
of the
great right there around
there. I don't know what his overall rank is, but he's had 2 really good games. You're right. I don't. Yeah, and he had 2 slow games. So I also in this past game, he did like. He's got that slow windup. He actually reminds me of Derrick Henry a little bit. Funny enough, a smaller version. Like he's kind of slow out of the backfield, but then like as he gets going, then you're like, whoa, how the heck does that guy like? He kind of has a Derrick Henry flavor to him.
Yeah, I see the same thing too. It reminded me of that.
I'm not dogging Hampton. This took a turn that I wasn't meaning to be negative on Hampton. Anyway, all that to say, I think Henderson. I think. Like the fact that Henderson can't separate from Gibson, I think is a problem. That's my nervousness. Then the Stephon Diggs actually looked legitimately good in this game to me. Like oh wow, like he actually looked like again not amazing. I wouldn't go out of my way to draft him high. I don't know where did he go? Where did Diggs go in this draft?
I think he went ninth round, 909.
That's probably where I think is right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not super high. Ninth is late ninth is probably okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was fine. Like if you're someone who's struggling right now for if you just lost Malik Neighbors or you lost Tyreek Hill or you have Mike Evans or McLaurin or you got the Eagles receivers that are just sucking ass right now. Like I think Stephon Diggs could be a guy that could be you could plug in, and feel okay as a fill in for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. It scares me that he's an older player coming off a torn ACL. Like that, it just seems like he could re-injure the knee. That's what I'd be fearful of with him.
I guess so. I just watched him play and go, hey, look, he looked fine. I don't know. That was my thought.
Let's keep in mind it's against the Panthers too.
Yeah,
everyone looks good against the Panthers.
I mean, I'm not just saying that he put up numbers. Like I'm watching him, like he looks like he's cutting, looks like he can run. Like he doesn't look like he's slow. He doesn't look like he's got an ACL issue. Like
right.
He looked fine. So anyway, that was my on the Panther side. There's nothing to learn. They suck. And for those of us who own some Chuba Hubbard, it's heartbreaking.
Well, I'll say this about Hubbard. I took him in the 6th round in another draft that I did. So he was going like what 4th, 5th. Now I got him at a discount, but I think there will come a time in the second half of the year where we'll see something that we saw last year, where the teams are just not going to be focused against the Panthers. Plus, the Panthers have some easier games coming up too, so they'll have like Hubbard will have some big games, I think, in the second half of the year. So I wouldn't be like panicking and like selling him or anything.
He's also still in standard scoring, typical ESPN standard. He's the 15th best running back still. So like that's like it's still RB2.
Yeah,
so he's actually returning the value. Like at this point, he's like, it's just you don't feel good about it, but he's actually okay.
Yeah, it's fine. He's okay. Like he's not special. He's all right. But I think second half of the year he'll do better. Barkley still had 17.4 fantasy points PPR saved by a touchdown. Yeah, against Tampa. Yeah, they ran the fake tush push and scored a touchdown.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. Rams top fantasy run defense held them under 10. Yeah, Rams. What happened to the Rams run defense? They were gashed all year last year, and now they can't. Now they stop everyone. Let's see. Benson Collab. Yeah, we talked about that already. Jonnu Smith reunited with Arthur. Definitely. Yeah, exactly. We talked about that. I think we talked about that too. Okay, 3-receiver league for my RB2 and flex. Jacobs on a bye. So he has Chubb, Henderson, Charbonnet, or Gainwell. Well, Gainwell's on a bye too. Addison, Hollywood, Tyquan Thornton, Tucker, Adams, Quentin Johnson, Debo is just 3 starters. So he needs an RB2 and a flex. So I would say Charbonnet right now.
I mean, Charbonnet is the only viable guy in that bunch that I'd want anything to do with.
Exactly. Yeah. Same. And then receivers. So he needs a flex here. I would say Addison right now. I mean, it is Cleveland, but like I don't want to start Hollywood Brown. Thornton's not doing anything. Tucker stinks. Like so, I think it'd be Addison's your best player there. So
yeah, by a pretty significant margin.
Yeah. Okay, so good luck with what you decide. Do I drop Murray for Geno Smith, Matthew Stafford, Jackson Dart, Mariota, or Wentz?
I mean,
you're not getting marginally better. I don't think you need to do it, like unless you want to stack someone or something. Like Stafford's the only guy I would maybe consider, but I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't drop Murray for any of them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that Murray has an easy matchup too. Is Murray your starter? Okay, so they're going back and forth here. Genuine question: should I trade Saquon for Kyron straight up? No, I wouldn't do that. I would. To be clear, I'd rather have the Saquon side.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand the running back for running. I don't understand these trades. Like, why do people make straight up running back for running back trades? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's that where we talk about it like hey, I'll trade you my 2018 Honda Accord for your 2019 Honda Accord. Like okay. And they have the same mileage. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't get it either.
I guess you just disagree on the running back rankings, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so if Scotabo continues this pace, do you think Tracy's a threat when he is healthy? No, I mean, I think they're going to go Scotabo, seems like at this point. I think Tracy will get some carries, like Devin Singletary's getting some carries now, but I think the job is Scatabo's right now. I'd much rather.
I feel like Scatabo's great. He could easily lose the job. So like right now, would I have more confidence? Yeah, but like I don't know, like. I wouldn't be staking. I'd be trading Scatabo if I could get great value for him.
The thing that scares me about Scatabo is that like the way he runs, it's just like feels like he can get injured like so easily,
Yeah.
So that's what worries me about Scatabo. But I don't know. I like the way he runs. He reminds me like a Mike Allstott, but like a Walmart like Mike Allstott, like a cheap version of it,
I hate running back. I hate power backs that are not power. Larry Garrett Blunt drove me crazy for years. This big, huge dude you should just run everybody over that like gets tackled by guys that are 50 pounds lighter than him. I just like, dude, it's so effeminate. Get out of here.
He's effeminate.
He's just so gay. Go.
Nice. I have to make one more
Seattle and go work at a coffee shop with dye your hair purple. Have your avocado toast.
Yeah. I hate avocados. I don't know like how people like that.
I actually like avocado toast.
Yeah. I think it's so gross. I don't know. I don't know how people like it. Anyway, I'm just waiting on the day Saquon gets me 20+ point game so I can sell him. I just hate this new OC for Philly.
I don't know if it's the OC or if it's Jalen Hurts or if it's all of the above. The offense is broken.
It's kind of crazy that it's broken and they're 4-0.
4-0.
I mean, they were great. They were great in the first half against Tampa. They couldn't score in the second half, but Lane Johnson got hurt. Like they just never score when Lane Johnson's hurt. So,
yeah, Yeah, and Tyler Steen, the right guard, is out, and the left guard, Landon Dickerson, is not healthy, and so, but yeah, it wasn't just that. Like they had, Jalen Hurts was 0 for 8 for 0 yards in the second half. Like I don't care who's out, you got to be able to complete one pass in the second half, guys.
Yeah, they almost blew it. It must almost the mirror opposite of what happened in the Rams game. It just blew a big lead. But they didn't. They're 4-0. I think they're going to struggle against Denver. We'll see. Especially, I mean, if Lane Johnson's out against that Denver pass rush, Denver is the number 1 pass rush in the NFL, so it's gonna be tough. Yeah. Should I give Olave for AJ Brown? That's great. I'd much prefer AJ Brown.
Yeah, I would do it. I'd give away if the AJ Brown owner is trying to dump him for Olave, I would take it.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, Walter, thank you for Tyler Warren's suggestion. He saved me this week from 2 injuries in one of my leagues, and I'm still won by 0.26. Nice, congrats. Yeah, Tyler Warren's awesome. Yeah, glad you got him. Is the Eagles' offense really broken? Just doing enough to keep winning? Now knowing what it takes to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, look, I mean, maybe you think differently, Kenny, but like, remember last year their offense looked broken against the Browns. Like they almost lost to Cleveland. They lost to Atlanta. They got blown out of Tampa. Granted, no one played in that game, but still, like they didn't look the same. They didn't look great until week 7. You know,
they made adjustments. Like they made adjustments to the offensive scheme, and so, so now it's up to the coaching. Like like they're 4-0, and they're still they're doing enough. Like they've got enough talent, and they don't make dumb. The thing about Jalen Hurts is this. Like I tell people, when he's great, he's great. He's elite. He's as good as anybody. When he's terrible, he's as bad as anybody. But the one thing that Hurts doesn't ever do when he's down, or very rarely, he doesn't make the back-breaking play. He doesn't do what Baker Mayfield did on Sunday. You're under pressure. You're floundering, and you throw the ball up in the coverage, and he gets picked off. Like that. Like Jordan Love has done that. We saw Daniel Jones come back to earth and do that this week. Like the back-breaking play that loses your team the game. Jalen Hurts doesn't do that. So even when he's playing like total dog crap, he doesn't cost him the game. Like, and like that's a value. It's a valuable thing.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I'm gonna take Will Shipley here. Not giving up on Shipley. He finally came back. I'm surprised he came back so early.
He played this week.
Yeah. I need a third quarterback, but it's looking pretty dire here. Like, is it Shuck or Browning? Or to take Burrow, hoping he comes back like week 16. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, maybe I think Shuck's going to get in at some point, right? Shuck's going to be the primary guy.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to take Shuck and Duck at 1802. It's this is not one of my favorite teams that I've drafted so far. Maybe it's because I'm a little distracted, but it's okay. All right, so we had a couple other questions before we get to the other games. I need an opinion. Ask away. I need a running back so bad.
No, you should not eat Yellowstone.
I need a running back so bad. I'm picking up White with a lot of fab. Man, that's rough. Hopefully you don't need it later. I'm wondering at this point if RJ Harvey is going to be a reliable flex going forward. Well, Dobbins has a long injury history, so when he goes down, it'll be the Harvey show. So just got to be patient. Drop Packers D for Kansas City.
He still might suck though.
Yeah. Sure, but at least he'll get some. He'll catch passes. He can catch passes. So it depends if you're a PPR or not. Drop Packers defense for Kansas City. Yeah, Packers defense on a bye. You can Packers defense. That was I think that was the most surprising result of any Week 4 game. How bad Green Bay's defense was. Like I was like astonished. Like if the Packers lost that game, you told me, okay, Jordan Love made a lot of mistakes, unforced errors. I'm like, okay, I could buy that. But if you told me that the Packers lost, or I guess tied the game, and the Packers could not stop Dallas offense with no CeeDee Lamb, no center, no guard, the rookie guard, I'd be like, what? Like this defense has been awesome through 3 weeks, and like suddenly they can't stop anything. I don't know what happened there. That was astonishing.
I mean, they also couldn't stop the Browns in the last 2.5 minutes of last week's game.
Yeah, but look, that was 2 minutes. It's not like okay, sure. If you allow 1 or 2 drives to the Cowboys, 3 drives, like 3 touchdowns, that scored on 6 touchdown drives. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I don't know.
It was a revenge game.
Revenge. Green Bay's unbiased, so why not? Yeah, exactly. I Fields Daniels a quarterback. Should I start Fields or Daniels if healthy? Well, Fields plays that Dallas defense this week, so that looks pretty good to me. I'm playing Fields in DFS. Fields is like 5,300. I'm like firing him up. I don't care what his ownership is. Rest of season. I mean Daniels for sure once he's healthy.
Yeah, 100%.
But this week Fields because we don't know how healthy Daniels is. Fields, yeah, they're playing Dallas for sure. Okay, hold on. I might have to make a pick here. Let me see. I'm okay for a minute. Okay, what can I prove here? Lamar, Gibbs, Cook, BTJ, Sutton, Ertz, Benson, Flex, Lions defense, Dicker the kicker. We have bench Evans, Judy, Prescott, Texans D, Kraft, Bateman, Manor, Mixon. Well, Lamar is hurt right now, so you need a quarter. Oh, yes, Prescott. Okay. I mean, it looks like a really good team. BTJ has been a disappointment, but I feel like he's going to bounce back at some point. Bateman has a very easy playoff schedule. I'll say that. What do you think about this team, Kenny?
Okay, I'm looking. Let me get a good look at it again. So it's Lamar, Gibbs, Cook, BTJ. It was Brian Thomas Jr. Oh gosh, yes. I got him. I have him in 2 leagues. Struggle. What can you improve here? I mean, I don't know. Could you? Could you unload BTJ for something? Probably not, though, right? I mean, I don't know.
That's a sell low. I wait till he has like a good game or so. Like, he's way too talented not to do anything. Like he's gonna have a good game here and there, at least.
I don't know. I think I don't know that I would try to force anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything that you can do. I think you have a good team. I agree. I'm making my last pick here, by the way. De'Ami Brown, I guess. He's hurt, but he's like the focal point of Jacksonville's offense for some reason. Like he didn't play last week, but look at this. Like 7 targets here. Like he got hurt in this game. Like I don't understand what Liam Cohen's doing. I want an 8th receiver. I don't really see anything. Tutu Atwell, maybe. You know what? If I'm just gonna go De'Ami Brown. Well, no, I need someone who could play this week. That's the problem. Like, is Douglas doing anything? No. Let's go Atwell, I guess. Let's go Atwell. I don't know. It's much easier to draft at night when you have like 3 guys in auto draft. I'll just say that. Okay, so yes, PPR league, 14-man. Hold on. Is this in response to anything else? Glad folks in the draft. Pearsall likely being out as a pain. Yeah. That the whole Niners team, they the entire Niners team might be out. They might as well just forfeit. Gonna have Brashard Smith at some point too. Okay, yeah. I think there's some kind of deal included in the trade between the Cowboys and Packers. Yeah, what if that was part of the trade? Like, hey, we're gonna get Parsons, but you have to give us at least a tie. If that was the case. I guess that's like that actually makes more sense than anything else. Brian Schottenheimer may turn out to be a good coach. As his daddy, had been impressed with his work so far. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He's had one top 10 offense in the NFL in 11 years as offense coordinator, and yet he's I don't know if he's doing a good job. I mean, they're 1-2-1, so I still don't get why Green Bay would elect to play defense first. This isn't college, and there's a running clock. Yeah, that really hurt them. That was very stupid. Just take the ball and take all the time off the clock. You can have this 10-minute drive and end it with the score. And then Liam Cohen has to be nuts if he's going to after Salah. Yeah, he had a couple guys between the two. Salah.
I couldn't figure out what was he angry about
because Salah said that the Jaguars steal signals better than any other team, but that's like legally though, which every team does. And so Liam Cohen is he got angry that he said that he implied that the Salah implied that he was cheating. So yeah, I don't know. I think Liam Cohen has some anger management issues, which kind of probably indicates that he's a stupid person. Yeah, he thought he was all bad. Yeah. Well, Tajay Spears make an impact on Pollard a little bit, not too much, but he'll get some touches.
I think Tajay Spears is actually my favorite like waiver wire pickup this week. He's only I think he's only like 30-some% owned. So
that's pretty. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I didn't have him in, so yeah, it's a good one. Okay, we can now get to the games here. Now that this draft's over, we can look at it a bit later. Giants 21, Chargers 18. We talked about this one briefly already. Hampton had a monster game. 128, only 12 carries. That's because the Chargers were behind. They couldn't really run the ball. Herbert couldn't get any protection once Joe Alt went down. Like the Giants just feasted on him. Quentin Johnson continued to be amazing. This is not a fluke anymore. He's finally living up to his first round billing. And Hampton is actually second in receiving. Gatson was everyone's free play on DraftKings because he was 2,600. So the 3.6 was just fine. And then scattered with 25 carries. Dart showed some good running, but he hurt his hamstring or something. So we'll see about his status. And then Neighbors, unfortunately, out for the year with the torn ACL. So that's a shame. But Slayton is the guy who's going to benefit most from this. But he's not a good player. So if you're desperate for a receiver, you can add him. Just know that you're not going to get consistent production from him. So what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything super great to learn here. Dart is okay, but he's clearly better than Russell Wilson at this point. Yeah. And Scatterbo's fine. I'm not sure I'm confident in him long term. Devin Singletary was fine. Slayton sucks. Wanda Robinson sucks. All these guys suck. There is no Malik Neighbors replacement. They all suck. Yeah. I think we kind of know what we're getting on the Charger side. And 41 attempts is great, but only 200 yards. So you would have expected more than that in this situation. I actually thought the Chargers were going to lose this game. They were 6.5-point favorites, but I actually thought there was a chance they could. I thought they would win, but not cover was my guesstimate. This is what we would call a Kenny special once upon a time. West Coast game. West Coast team coming east to play a 1:00 game. Although you did tell me Harbaugh is 10-2 now in that spot. So little did I know. Anyway.
Yes. Good thing you didn't bet on this game because if you didn't know about that, you would you'd feel bad about that. But actually, some of these coaches have done really well from West Coast to East Coast. Jim Harbaugh is 10-2 against the spread, as you just said. Sean McVay is 10-6 against the spread, and Kyle Shanahan is 9-6 against the spread in these 1:00 games. So it feels like it used to be like Mike Holmgren had like this abysmal record in these East Coast games. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Mike Holmgren was 3-13 against the spread at 1:00 games on the East Coast. But it felt like Jim Harbaugh was the first one where he kind of figured it out, and then McVay and Kyle Shanahan kind of copied what he did. So those three have been stellar actually on the East Coast. And I would say this: I completely agree that these guys suck for the Giants. I actually think Theo Johnson's probably the best player here at his position. I should say, he's an athletic tight end. I think he has some upside. So not a coincidence that he had his biggest game of the year so far after Neighbors got hurt. So if you need a tight end, I think Theo Johnson's a solid pickup. But obviously there's Darren Waller too. So. What else am I saying? Might be the only Giants win this year. The Giants have such a tough schedule. The Keenan Allen come back to earth a little last week. The problem was the Giants were just getting to Herbert nonstop because Joe Alt got hurt. There's just no protection. So I would take everything with a grain of salt here. I think the Chargers will have a better game plan now that they know that they have to kind of formulate for their two missed tackles right now because they don't have Slater or Joe Alt at this point. How many coaches will be better than 1-1 facing the Eagles and Packers so far this year? Yeah, I mean that's I don't know. I mean that's I just don't know about what that performance was by the Packers. I just don't know. Was that the real defense we saw against Dallas, or was that a fluke? But it's not like they're coming off a win and they're flat. They were coming off a loss, and it was a revenge game for Parsons. Yeah. So and when they started 13-0, I'm like, okay, here we go. It's gonna be a great blowout. We have the -20.5 alt line. We're gonna hit a 4-1 odds, which we did in Denver for Denver over Cincinnati. But How great would that have been for both? That would have been awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what to make of this. It's just so weird. Let's see. Harbaugh with the Chargers is also 1-4 versus rookies now. 4-1, you mean? Jim Harbaugh 4-1 versus rookie quarterbacks. With the Chargers, he beat Bo Nix twice last year. Drake May, Spencer Rattler, if you want to count him, and then he lost to Jackson Dart on Sunday. And the coaches were never bothered by an interview with Carissa Thompson. Yeah. Even if it's Hillary Clinton, I still wouldn't interview. Yeah. Well, you might be 6 feet under if you do that. Anyway, let's get to the next game. Bills 31, Saints 19. The Bills once again did not cover against a bottom feeder. No Ed Oliver, no Matt Milano. So the defense is just not as good. We talked about earlier the Kamara Miller breakdown. It's 15 carries for Kamara, 11 for Miller. So Miller's kind of, I don't know if this is a fluke or not, but maybe eating into some of Kamara's carries. Is, Kamara's a 30-year-old, so you can't give him like too many carries because he might wear down at the end of the year. Chris Olave scored a touchdown, but otherwise did nothing. Shaheed was the top receiver, but like really nothing to see here. As long as the Saints don't have a quarterback, it's hard to buy these guys. And then the Bills, Shakir, the top receiver this week, Dalton Kincaid, his only catch is a touchdown. James Cook, awesome once again. Josh Allen, great fantasy game, but not so great like overall. It wasn't bad or anything like that. Just wasn't amazing. So what are your thoughts on this game?
On the Buffalo side, James Cook's awesome. I have him in 2 of my 4 leagues, which is great. And he's been awesome. Really, he's going to end up being, maybe like kind of fantasy MVP type of this. Just way outproduces his draft stock. Yeah. Shakir, this whole passing game. I remember week 1, it looked like Coleman was the guy. Then it was Shakir. Then it was Coleman. Well, then it was Kincaid. I wonder when it comes to the Bills passing options. Like, I just wonder if it's going to be. It feels like it's going to vary from week to week, and you're never gonna know who to start when. Yeah, and all of these guys kind of feel untrustworthy at this point for me. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of these guys. So, on the on the Saints side, yeah, like Kamara is in standard and PPR. He's the 24th best running back in PPR. 24th in standard, 23rd in PPR. So he's a low end RB2, which is a 3rd round value. So even though the Saints suck, I think this goes back. I hope this sounds like I told you, so I don't mean it to be. But like in the summer, it was like, oh, the Saints are going to suck. You can't draft. I'm like, yeah, good players still produce, and Kamara is producing where you drafted him, so he's fine. Could he falter down the stretch? Sure. It's possible.
That was my whole argument, was the stretch. I said first half of the year he'll be fine. Like, he was my RB19 or something, RB18. My concern is weeks 13 onward, when he usually wears down a little bit. He's 30, and the Saints are going to be out of playoff contention. Like, they have to this is not like an opinion. Like, they have to see what they have in Miller and also Devin Neal. Because the draft is coming up, the offseason is coming up, and Kamara's not the future. He's 30. So they have to see if they need a running back. So why would you give a 30-year-old running back carries if you're 2-9 to 2-11, Yep. So that was my concern. But Kamara doing well now, doesn't surprise me. We weren't that far apart on him. I think you had him 4 spots higher or something.
Yeah, I had him 17th overall. You had him 21, I think.
Yeah. So we were only 4 spots apart. My worry is down the stretch, and that's where you have to be concerned right now. So, especially if you have a good team. If you have a good team and you have Kamara, I would consider trading him, just because what if he wears down again? He's 30. What if he gets hurt? Or what if they give Devin Neal and Kendra Miller more carries in the fantasy playoffs? That's what really bothers me. Kenny, who would you rather have, Kamara or Henderson? I wonder what Kenny's gonna say.
That was an easy one.
Standards difficult playing this year. They finally did half and half. I don't know if that's in reference to play in a league that counts return yards. Oh man, Pearsall, Washington. Who's Washington? It's Turpin.
Pearsall might play this week.
Yeah, he's not playing this week. So yeah, I mean, that's an easy answer. There's no Pearsall. So Malik Washington's worth picking up with Hill out. We'll get to that game in a bit. Saw Kincaid or Andrews in standard. Given the Cooper Rush situation, actually, Cooper Rush just might lean on Andrews a lot. Like he look at what Dallas's tight ends did with Cooper Rush last year. Like the Dallas tight ends are like the only guys who are producing on the team.
Yeah,
so
I want that Baltimore offense is so broken. I kind of want no part of it right now. I have a lot of Mark Andrews in best ball, man. He's my number one owned tight end. I got him in, I don't know, 33% of my leagues. Out of my 110 leagues, I got him in. So I have in a lot of leagues, and I'm kind of disgusted with him right now.
We had a great week 3. And then last week was not terrible, right? Like
I'm not being objective in this advice right here. Stay away from Andrews, but not being this is a jaded, frustrated Andrews owner. So take it for what it's worth.
Fair enough. I still would go with Andrews. It's close though. Like I said, like Cooper Rush is going to target tight ends more just because he can't get the ball downfield. Lamar Jackson's only out for what, 2 weeks or so, maybe 3. So it's not like the end of the world.
By the way, did Lamar? I never saw Lamar Jackson get injured. He looked fine. No. He walked off the field. He had the last play. He walked off the field. He looked fine. And then all of a sudden, he's sitting on the sideline, and they're like, he's not in the game. He's not getting treatment. He's not getting like the hamstring massage. He's not even he's just sitting on the side. Like I thought they benched him actually.
Yeah, I thought they thought like the game was over, and I remember tweeting him like they've a quarter to get 3 scores because they're down 17.
Yeah,
I was like, you can make up 17-point deficit in a 1 quarter, and then they said his hamstring might be injured. So I don't. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know, but I mean, apparently it was legit because he's out for 2 weeks or so.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. And talk about bad beats. I bet Lamar Jackson like minutes beforehand to go over rushing yards because when any of these mobile quarterbacks are behind, they're going to run a lot. And of course, I was like, yeah, let me bet Lamar Jackson over. And he's out. Okay, that's great. that's fantastic. So, okay. So Mason Taylor, Theo Johnson, Evan Ingram, around the Gatson. It was a better pickup. They're all close. They're all the same. It's like that Spider-Man meme. They all look the same.
I kind of like Mason's upside a little bit here.
And they plays Dallas too.
I mean, what was that?
He plays Dallas too.
Yeah, I think I like Taylor's upside a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I think you could flip a coin, to be honest, for any of these guys. But if I had to pick one, maybe I'd go Taylor.
Yeah, I think so too, given the matchup. All right, next game is Eagles 31, Buccaneers 25. This is 24-3, like a minute before halftime. And no Lane Johnson, maybe 110-degree heat played a factor too with the dark jerseys. So Tampa came back, but not quite. Bucky Irving had a 72-yard reception. Touchdown, Ibuka 77-yard touchdown. So Tampa was just like on fire, but they couldn't quite complete the comeback. Chris Godwin had 10 targets, did nothing with them. I don't know why he's even playing. Feels like he can get re-injured. On the Eagles side,
we're gonna disagree on that one.
Well, I mean, I'll just point to Najee Harris as evidence of that. But Dallas Goedert got the 2 touchdowns. The Eagles receivers did nothing, which was surprising. I actually stacked Hurts with AJ Brown in DFS in my single entry, just because Tampa has such a pass funnel defense. But like it looked great. Like Hurts had like 23 points. I think he had like 23 points in the first half. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Even though Brown's not doing anything, I'm like, yeah, Hurts is great, but he didn't do anything in the second half. And then the Buccaneers once again did not allow a 50-yard rusher. The last here's a trivia question for you. The last time the Buccaneers allowed a 50-yard rusher was like December 7th of 2024. Do you know who that running back was?
December 7th.
This is so random. You're never going to get this. You're like in 100 years, you'll never get this guy.
December 7th.
It's around. It's like the first week of December, whatever day it was.
They would have been playing. They would have been playing maybe a divisional game.
No,
maybe
non-conference.
No. Oh, I have no idea. I don't remember who they played last year.
it was the Raiders that played Sincere McCormick, and you're like randomly had a big game against. I think Vita Vea was out or something, but that was the last running back to have 50 yards against them. Not even 100, 50 yards. They played Bijan in the stretch, did not get 50. They played Christian McCaffrey in the stretch, did not get 50. Yes, they played Saquon Barkley in the stretch, did not get 50. This run defense is incredible. But anyway, what's your takeaway from this game?
On the Eagles side, the passing game is broken. It's blasé. They have very conservative pass play calling. They're not trusting Hurts, and I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know. It feels like okay. I'm like there's an alarm going off now. Like first few weeks, yeah. Just to me, there's something going on with their outside passing game. It's crazy. The first half, Hurts was looking great. He was throwing in the middle of the field. Hurts never throws in the middle of the field. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, it's just not hit. And so anyway, yeah. So I don't know what to make of it. Yeah, there were injuries. They're just I don't know. But yeah, the hope is that they just figure it out. You know, the next couple of weeks they just kind of make some adjustments and like they did last year, and they went on a run like that. That's the hope. The greatest thing is that even though they're broken, they're still winning, which is got to be scary for the NFL. Like if you're in the NFL, you got to be. So I mean, on the Buccaneers side, the touchdowns both Irving and Emeka Egbuka were both very fluky touchdowns. Like the Egbuka one, it went right through the hands of two Eagles defenders. Like it should have been picked off twice, and just like within centimeters the ball. And like, hey, good on him. He made the catch, made the play. Like it was like very very fluky. It's like and like I was total full tilt because I benched him in a league and lost. Like a total full tilt that he scored. Just like it's like double whammy. Scores on my team and is on my bench for fantasy. Like just should have seen me throwing couch pillows. Just anyway. I actually thought Chris Godwin was fine in this game. The Eagles played him. Quinyon Mitchell, the Eagles' best defensive back, followed good Godwin multiple times in the game. Like they had him straight up, and so he had 10 targets, but some of the targets were terrible. Like they're just like he had no chance. So I actually thought he was fine in this game. So I don't know. Again, was he amazing? No. I actually am willing to kind of take a look. Yeah, if you're receiver heavy, receiver struggling because of all the receiver injuries we've had. I don't know. Maybe Godwin's a guy you can get off the scrap heap and throw in. So anyway, that's my thought. But also Baker Mayfield came back to earth. Baker, like when he throws an interception, makes a dumb choice. You're like, that's the Baker Mayfield we all know and love right there. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway. He's like we talked about Scotaba being a Walmart Allstott. I think like Baker Mayfield's a Walmart Brett Favre. You know, like Brett Favre would have like these amazing plays, and like he would just make some dumb decisions sometimes. Like I feel like that's Mayfield too. Obviously to a lesser extent, where like Mayfield has some amazing games, like that drive he had against Houston's great defense, like to win the game. But then he makes these stupid plays that you're like, what are you doing? How'd you decide that was the thing you should do? You know? So, I feel like they kind of like play the same sort of fashion. Not that Mayfield's as great as Brett Favre was, but I'm just saying they kind of play the same way. So, what happened to Philip Lindsay? I know he had anger management issues. I don't know if that like factored into his career, but I mean, he wasn't that talented. He was okay. Like he was decent for being, what was he, 7th round or undrafted? But yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Should I trade Quentin?
Yeah.
Should I trade Quentin Johnson, Egbuka, and Mason for Saquon and T. Higgins? I wouldn't want a T. Higgins at all. In fact, I actually called to drop T. Higgins in one of my leagues. It's a 10-team league. It's the employee league. Where like, you know, in a 12-team league, you'd probably still be rostered, but 10-team league, I don't have anyone else I want to drop. So he's like the worst player on my roster. So no, I'd rather keep Quentin Johnson, Egbuka, and Mason at this point. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Egbuka to me is like, I wouldn't want to trade him or Johnson. Like, yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah.
Like I love Saquon, but like, no, he's not been great. So like, yeah, I wouldn't do that move.
Yeah. Does East Coast have waiver wire picks up now, or does it start at 3 a.m.? I always thought it's 3 a.m., but every site's different. Thoughts on Bashaw Tootin? Should I keep stashing him, or should I add Kendra Miller or Brashard Smith? I'd rather have Tootin. I don't trust ATN. ATN's been great this year, but he's had so many easy matchups like Carolina week 1, Cincinnati week 2, and then last week San Francisco's defense is broken without Bosa. So I think ETN's sell high. Yeah, he's been great, but I think he's sell high right now.
I've looking back over the summer, a lot of my takes were really good. Like I've had a really, really great summer. There is one pretty significant blemish on my record right now that I haven't talked about. I got a man up. Travis Etienne looks like he's going to be in the NFL longer than week 8.
Week 9, all right.
So he's looked fine. He's looked legit. I mean, he's not an elite player, but as you said earlier, like like some players are good enough to like take advantage of bad defenses, and they're not good enough to take advantage of good defenses. Like
right,
ATN is. I thought he sucked and was going to be out of the league this year. Like that's what I was saying all summer. Like I drafted Tank Bigsby all over the place. I mean, it's kind of a disaster. But that one I didn't see 18 returning to form being even a realistic option.
Yeah. So I mean, about Tootin though, I'd keep stashing him because like if 18 goes down, he's going to be a great pickup, and he's still getting work right now. So I think he's one of the better backups at this point. It's kind of like what we thought Bigsby would be. Right. I haven't heard any news about Kittle yet. Kittle's due back this week. Well, he's eligible to come off IR this week, I should say. Maybe they don't want to play him off the short week or something, especially with no Brock Purdy. But he'll be back soon, I think. It's not like it was a hamstring injury. So thoughts on Ladd McConkey. I got offered to trade Jake Ferguson for Ladd. I have Kittle waiting to come back as well. Yeah, he's I think he's a buy low at this point, but the problem is that they're just like there's so many mouths to feed in the Chargers. Like when Johnson's come on, Keenan Allen, I think Keenan Allen's kind of like just really hurt Ladd McConkey there. And then Hampton, like don't forget this, like the Charger running backs last year were not catching passes at all. Dobbins is not a receiver out of the backfield. Gus Edwards certainly is not, but like Hampton, scroll up a bit, I think he had five targets, right? He had 5 targets. So this is something the running backs are not doing last year. So like all this is factored into McConkey. Now, he still saw 6 targets. So like sometimes he usually gets like 6, 7, 8 targets. So he's gonna have some good games, but it's not gonna be nearly as consistent as we saw last year. So
I mean, this is really bad though. Like I didn't foresee this at all.
Credit to a fantasy football counselor. He has me on the show once or twice a week. And his saying all summer, he's like, don't be if you draft McConkey, you're a donkey. I think that he was saying he hated McConkey all summer. So the
funny thing is, I didn't end up McConkey anywhere. I barely have him in any best ball leagues. I don't have anyone. I wasn't down on him. I just anytime I was drafting, there was always someone I thought was better.
Yeah, he was going a little too early for my liking, but apparently he's going way too early. Where do you go tonight? I kind of want to see. He went 504. There he is.
That even feels a little early, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'd rather have some of these other receivers. Harrison went 505. Like he has more potential. I'd rather McMillan. I'd rather have Pittman. Keenan Allen's more interesting. I think they're about the same. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, JMO has higher upside. So, yeah. So yeah, okay. Let's get to the next game here, which is we have Texans 23-26, Titans 0. This is another horrible showing by the Titans. No offensive luck or just any upside here. Pollard's their best player, 64 yards, but he can't do anything by himself. Manor had the most receiving yards, 44. Ridley, he didn't play much in the second half because he had an injury of some sort. But the player, obviously, that you have to talk about is Woody Marks, who appeared to pass Chubb finally. Like Chubb just, I said this like, semi-jokingly, but I'm like, I'd rather like kneel down than give Chubb a carry just because like, there's not gonna be a fumble. Like Chubb is so bad at this point of his career. It's a shame. But Woody Marks showed explosion. He had a nice run, a touchdown run. He had 4 catches, 50 receiving yards. That's something Chubb wasn't doing either. And then Nico Collins led the team in receiving. It's not a surprise. But what are your thoughts on Woody Marks and the rest of this game?
Yeah, Woody Marks was probably, most people's number one waiver wire pickup for this week. I think that's probably fair. I thought he looked good, not great, but good behind a team that's looked lackluster. I mean, I still have I still have Joe Mixon on 2 rosters that I'm holding on to. And I thought that was a good move based on what was going on with the running game. I thought maybe if Mixon can come back healthy in a few weeks, like maybe he's got something. But now, if Marks is decent, that kind of kills any momentum. Mixon's going to have to come in and earn a spot back, which doesn't feel as exciting. So, I think Marks is worth if you have the number one waiver wire pickup, I think it's worth using on Marks. Fab, I'd blow 20% of my fab on him right now.
I'd blow it all on Marks. I don't. Was he available in any of your leagues?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was. Oh, okay. He was not available in any of my leagues. So, unlucky there, I guess. Would you trade Henderson, Woody Marks, and Travis Hunter for Trey Benson, Tyrod McMillan? No.
Henderson, Woody Marks, Travis Hunter for Benson, and I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think Hunter's like selling low, like the ultimate low. Like he has so much upside. He like second half of the year, Hunter could just be a monster. Like if they figure out how to use him, or they're like, okay, let's not use him on defense because he can't cover anyone, but let's just use him on offense, like on the outside, not in the slot, and like he could just get going.
Yeah. The other thing is like if you only have the running backs as Jacobs and Ollie, like I wouldn't want to be giving away 2 running backs to only get 1 running back.
Right. Yeah, I agree. No, I'd rather have the Henderson, Marks, Hunter side. I've been watching counts for he had like most of his predictions this summer. I'm pretty sure Ridley would get dropped this week. I could see that happening. I got Marks last week. Congrats on getting Marks a week ahead of that. That's awesome that you didn't have to blow a priority or any fab on him. Okay. Next game is Falcons 31, Redskins 24. Nice bounce back spot for the Falcons. I thought pretty predictable. Like they were a no-show against the Panthers, and then they really bounced back. Penix had a great game, only 6 incompletions. Bijan Robinson was awesome. I think it's a 3-horse race right now for Offensive Player of the Year with Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, and Puka Nacua. Puka only has 1 receiving touchdown though. Drake London, great bounce back game. He did nothing the past 2 weeks, and nice rebound for the Redskins. Kind of it's like Mariota's carriage turning into a pumpkin, which is like he beat up on the Raiders last week, which was a very bad defense, and then he played Atlanta's defense, which is top 10, so kind of predictable there. Debo had a great game, but no one else in the Redskins did much of anything except for Luke McCaffrey, who kind of came on. Maybe he can be the team's 3rd receiver, McLaurin and Debo, and then McCaffrey in the slot or something. He's only his 2nd year, so, and of course he has the bloodlines, so maybe a 20th round best ball pick or something. So what are your thoughts on this game?
On the Redskins side, the running back situation is a mess. Who knows what to do? It's just like a big old blob. JCM. He's fine, but he's not separating himself. Like for all the hoopla around this guy, and them trading Brian Robinson, like it just seemed like I was expecting. Like, I guess this JCM guy's going to be really good. He's going to take the league by storm. Like that was the feel. That was the momentum. That's what it felt like it was going to be. And then he kind of comes out. He's just okay. He's fine. Rodriguez was a better running back in this game, and so I don't know. It's just the situation in Redskins feels like a mess. Both the running and receiving just feels like any given week, you never know who to start. Like, I don't trust any of these guys right now. It kind of feels like a mess. On the Atlanta side, I've got Bijan in our league, actually. I drafted him. Love him. He's awesome. I had him in DraftKings. He's awesome. If you have to read, I was saying Saquon number 1, Bijan number 2 all summer. Looking back, obviously Bijan should have been number 1 pick overall. So, yeah, obviously McCaffrey went in this draft tonight. But I think Bijan's the number 1 guy. So anyway, he's still splitting carries with Tyler Algier. Algier's getting, enough carries to be annoying for us Bijan owners. Mm-hmm. And Michael Penix Jr. is like not good, but good enough, right? Like he's good enough to keep the team going.
Yeah, he was awful against Carolina, but then again, everyone is awful against Carolina. Like no one did anything well. So I was kind of saying last week I thought that like they all just they got drunk the night before and were super hungover or something. You know, just the coming off that national TV win against Minnesota and whatnot. So that's so weird. Do you guys do segments or do you take live? Yeah, we always take live questions, so fire away. Should I trade Woody Marks for Tataroa McMillan? I'm not, you know me, I'm not a big McMillan guy. He's okay. He's good. He's not, I don't think he's great though. So it depends what you need. So he says that Boston Man says I have Gibbs, Hampton, and Judkins. For receivers, I have London, Odunze, BTJ, Olave, and Golden. But London, Odunze, and Golden are on bye this week. So okay. So his running backs are already Gibbs, Hampton, and Judkins. So yeah, I think in that situation, I think it makes sense to trade for McMillan. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how many receivers you start here. If you only start 2 receivers, no. If you start 3 receivers, yes. You know.
Yep. Okay. All right. Next game is we get to the late games. Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. This was a bloodbath, not just on the final score, but for the Ravens injuries. So they're already without Justin Matabuke and Kyle Van Noy. They lost Roquan Smith, Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, and one other like a backup guy. So this team is just a complete disaster on both sides of the ball. Now Jackson's going to be back in a couple of weeks, so the offense will be fixed, but the defense just is going to be a disaster all year until these guys get healthy, and who knows if that's ever going to happen. So not much really to say about the Ravens at all. The Chiefs looked better with Xavier Worthy. Like, you know, lo and behold, they have a legit receiver and they look good again. And that was like one of the bad beats I thought we had in week 1 was that we had the Chiefs in Brazil and then Worthy got hurt on the first drive and then they just couldn't move the ball without a receiver. And they couldn't move the ball without a receiver until this game. And they finally had Worthy. And so he finally came on. So yeah, I mean, and they get Rashee Rice back in 2 weeks, which is going to be great for them. And you know, I think the rumors of their demise is greatly exaggerated. You know, everyone is throwing dirt on them, ready to bury them. But hey, they're 2-2. They have the best coach in the NFL. They have the best quarterback in the NFL, and I think they have a chance. So, what do you think here?
Best coach in the NFL? I don't know.
Who's better than Andy Reid? Or is that your Eagles bias?
Better at eating burgers than anyone else. Anyway,
who's better? Honestly, who's better?
I mean, he probably is. He's probably. I just I like bagging on Andy Reid. I like Andy Reid. He's fine. Xavier Worthy looks legit. Kelsey looks a little bit rejuvenated. The running game looked okay. Isaiah Pacheco sucks, but they look like the offensive line was getting some push. So, I think that the team that I would love to see. I want to see Kansas City trade for Alvin Kamara. That would be,
that'd be good.
Like to see him in an Andy Reid offense. The Chiefs offensive line actually looked decent in this game, but their running backs suck. And so like that was like the one thing. It's like Mahomes is still their best runner. So like he's still it's like anyway. I'd like to see them with a real running back. Maybe Smith will be the guy. Maybe Smith will take, but like I don't know. And on the Baltimore side, it's kind of a mess. And I don't know what to make of it. I mean, if you have Zay Flowers, you're still starting them, right? Like you're not sitting Zay Flowers. I don't want to start Cooper Rush unless I'm in a 2-quarterback league and I have to, right? Like, but
no way.
I don't want to start Mark Andrews, to be honest. I don't want to start even Derrick Henry is like got question marks in my mind. Like, we're going in the bye weeks, so maybe there's no other better options. But I'm still nervous about Derrick Henry. So, I think this team has all sorts of problems, and I think the whole thing could implode.
It could, but then again, Jackson's not going to be out for too long, and they have a very easy fantasy playoff schedule too. So, if they can get things right, they could be good buy low targets. So we had a couple of questions here. I got offered CD and Addison. I traded away Judkins and Kyron. I would be left with JT, Javonte Williams, and Woody Marks as running backs. I would get a stacked receiver room with Jamar Chase, CD, Rice, Keenan, and Sutton. I mean, you have to worry about Jamar with no Burrow. Well, CD Lamb's hurt. We don't know how long he's gonna be out. Like, what if he gets put on IR or something, and then he's out for 4 weeks? So I don't know if I do this. What do you think about this trade?
I don't know. I don't like Judkins and Kyron. I mean, I just I would not do it. I think you're giving away the best player in the trade is Kyron. Yeah. And Judkins might be the second best player in the trade, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, obviously with Lamb.
With Lamb, I was saying, with Lamb injured.
Right. Yeah, we don't know how long he's been out. Like, if they announce like, hey, good news, Lamb might be back next week. I think I'd think about that trade. But Lamb could be out for like 3 more weeks or 4 more weeks, and just like that would just hurt you so much. Okay, so the Chiefs were rumors to be interested in Breece Hall, but now Braylon Allen is hurt. Yeah, that was. Yeah, another one of my late round running backs who gets hurt. Like the starter does not get hurt; it's the backup gets hurt, of course. And I see some fantasy analyst boss on Twitter saying Sean Tucker is a sneaky ad. I'm not so sure about that. Those they're either bots or they're Indian engagement farmers pretending to be fantasy analysts. Like those, I don't know if you looked on Twitter. Like it's the same format. Those guys go, here are 10 things we like about this player, or like 10 things you could do with your fantasy team, and then they list like it's the same format. They're Indian engagement farmers pretending to be fantasy analysts. I'm not even joking. That's what they are. It's ridiculous. So I like Sean Tucker. I have him on one of my fantasy teams. Because I thought if Bucky goes down, Sean Tucker could be the guy to handle the running workload, whereas Rachaad White would retain the passing down stuff. So, what do you think about Sean Tucker?
I think he's okay. He's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. Should I trade Nico for Javonte and Myers?
Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
No,
I don't think so. No. It's not like that lopsided, but I wouldn't do that. No.
I think Nico's a better player and could bounce back. Houston's struggling, but
yeah. I see that all the time. I never listen to those things. Yeah, they're all the same. It's the same format. You could tell it's so formulaic and like I don't know. Like it's like one or two guys controlling all those accounts. Like it's ridiculous. Anyway, we have Jaguars 26, 49ers 21. Nice upset win for Jacksonville. Purdy was a mess in this game, first game back from injury. So you could tell he did not look healthy in this game. McCaffrey had no running room, but he did obviously do his thing as a receiver. I was so tilted. I had this great lineup in the spy that unfortunately got hurt by AJ Brown, but like I had Ashton Genty, for example, like he was going off. And I had Pearsall at receiver, and he had like 4 early catches. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cool. Then he got hurt, of course. And then Juwan Jennings got hurt, so they could both be out. So the Niners continue to just get just like bludgeoned by these injuries. And oddly enough, McCaffrey is like the only guy who's not hurt. And he has chronic Achilles tendonitis in both feet. So I don't know how long that's going to last. For the Jaguars, we already talked about ATN. BTJ was the leading receiver, but a very disappointing performance. Hunter is not doing anything. Liam Cohen is just does not know how to use him. So maybe he figures it out in the second half of the year, but right now it's looking pretty grim. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the 49ers, they're a mess with injuries. Jacksonville is a mess, but somehow still winning games. Mm-hmm. Travis Etienne looks like the second coming of Jim Brown, apparently. Trevor Lawrence is playing maybe the worst football of his career, and yet still leading Brian Thomas Jr. is this phenomenal player who doesn't look phenomenal. I mean, I don't know how this team's winning. I mean,
Well, I can tell you how they're winning. The week 1 they played the Panthers. week 2, they should have beaten the Bengals. They actually lost to the Bengals with no Joe Burrow. Week 3, they played the Texans. The Texans were driving to win the game. Nico Collins fumbles. And then in this game, you have all the Niners receivers got hurt, and Purdy wasn't healthy. Like, that's how they're winning games. Like, Chiefs -3 looks pretty good next week, I think. I don't know. It's going up to 3.5, but
yeah, suit them up.
Yes. What should I do with Kyron Williams? I don't think he needs to do anything. What?
I don't understand the question.
Well, did we talk about the Rams yet? No, okay, no, they're coming up. Well, let's talk about Kyron Williams here. So Rams 27, Colts 20. For the Colts, real fast, Adonai Mitchell must have watched tape on Jonathan Taylor because he dropped the ball short side of the goal line. Why do the guys do this? I don't understand. Like, Deshaun Jackson did it the first time, right? I don't know if he was like the first player ever, but he was like the first famous guy to do it. Yeah. And then, like, you would think that, watching that, you'd be like, okay, I don't want to embarrass myself. Let me just make sure I carry the ball over the goal line. Like, for some reason, they have to just drop the ball like idiots. And Adonai Mitchell cost the team the game. Like, not only in that play, like that cost him 7 points, but then he held on to Jonathan Taylor touchdown run. So Taylor would have had a big game had that not happened. And again, Taylor was another guy in my fan on that DFS team. So I lost out on that touchdown too. So very tilting DFS wise. We talked about Tyler Warren. He had the pseudo tush push touchdown. And then he also went 5 for 70. Pittman still looks good. Downs is not doing anything because Warren is siphoning all the over the middle of the field targets. But then you have the Rams. So here's the question. Williams has 13 carries. Corum has 9. So, I mean, Williams is still the starter. He's not scoring touchdowns here. I don't know how serious this Corum stuff is. I think they're trying to preserve him for the whole season. And then maybe second half of the year, they get him going more. I wouldn't be too concerned about Corum. Unless obviously if Williams gets hurt. But I don't think you need to do anything about Williams. Stafford, monster game. Puka Nacua finally catches a touchdown. First touchdown reception of the year. And Devontae Adams continues to produce. Higbee, by the way, 2 for 25. Let's go round 19 best ball. What are your thoughts on this game?
First, I'll adjust Kyron Williams, and then I got to give you a told you so, because this is the easy one, and this is a great lesson learned for fantasy players. Kyron Williams, he looks fine. Like, he looks fine. Like, he's the 16th running back in standard, 18th running back in PPR. That's not great. You didn't draft him to be the 16th running back, right? That's not what you want. But it's fine. He looks fine. The team looks fine. The offense looks fine. They're not scoring. He's not scoring touchdowns. It's a little fluky. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Blake Corum looks really good. If Kyron Williams were to get injured, I think Blake Corum is a league winner. And so Puka Nacua is probably the best receiver in NFL right now. He looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams looks decent. This passing game looks great. Once upon a time, Stafford had an injured back. People were concerned about. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. This team looks fine. Their defense looks awesome most of the time, but then has huge boneheaded moments in this game and against the Eagles as well. So, that's interesting. I have to just mention this. Daniel Jones has looked decent, the best of his career probably, right? He's not amazing, but he's I have to mention this. On August 6th, that's a Tuesday night.
That was my birthday.
I drafted Jonathan Taylor in a mock draft. And someone, I won't say who, said this comment. Drafting Jonathan Taylor is in the second round is a waste of pick because we all know the Colts are going to suck. Mr. Walter Cherepinsky said that. I'm sorry, Walter. I think this is the thing. Like, everyone was telling me, well, we know they're going to suck. We know they're not going to be good. I'm like, well, I don't know. Jonathan Taylor's awesome. And Jonathan Taylor is currently the number 1 running back in standard and number 3 in PPR. I think it's just like a lesson learned. Like, who cares if they're going to be bad? If he's great, just draft him. That's my take.
Well, it was my birthday, so I reserved to be right on my birthday. So, I think I have the last laugh there. Look, I don't know what's happened to the Colts, but it kind of reminds me of when you were saying you don't really know how good these teams are going to be. But I think when we were having that conversation, we were talking about how the Saints are going to be awful too. So it turns out that the Saints being terrible was true. But no, the Colts have been the Cinderella of the season for sure. Like, I don't know of anyone who saw that coming. Like the Colts were like 7-1 to win the division. Like it's coming out of nowhere.
Well, that's my whole point. My whole point is we don't know what we know. We claim to know these things, but we actually don't. So don't push Jonathan Taylor to the late second or third round when the guy is a top 5 player in the NFL. Draft him where he belongs. Like, so I own Jonathan Taylor in 3 out of 4 leagues because everyone else was. I'm like, you guys really? Well, the Colts are going to suck. Maybe they will, but I know Jonathan Taylor's awesome, and I'm glad to have him in 3 out of 4 leagues. Like, I just think it's a lesson learned. That's my point.
No, part of my issue with Taylor too was, his durability. Like he'd gotten hurt every year, leading up to the season, and so that was kind of like why I was scared of him as well. So I mean, the injury could be looming too, as which it could happen to any running back. But no, I mean he's been great. Like what he go in this draft? He went 105, which. I would take him 102 at this point, or 103, depending on if you want Nakua or not. I'd rather have the running back, but I would go in order Bijan, then Taylor, then Nakua.
That would be my top 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, no, he's been awesome. The Colts have been awesome. I love the Colts this week against the Raiders. So just, you can here's the thing about what you say. Like, yeah, you don't know how these teams are going to do. But you have to try to guess because if you what do you going to project every team's going to go 500? Like,
no, I don't. I guess I don't have to guess. I just got who's the good player. Draft the good player. I guess that's my philosophy. That's my point. Like, I don't know if the team's going to suck, but I know that guy doesn't suck. So I'm taking the guy I know doesn't suck. That's my thought.
Yeah,
and it doesn't always work out. I recognize it. It doesn't. But that's my general philosophy.
General philosophy, sir. Well, you liked the Colts last year, but Richardson was terrible. Yeah, no, I did. I was a year ahead, I guess. I had what'd you say?
He was terrible.
He was. The Colts were the Eagles were my top play for the Super Bowl at 17-1. But I made a video saying my favorite dark horse is the Colts at 80-1. Just because I liked their defense, I liked their offensive line and everything. And I mean, didn't work out last year, and I guess I was a year early, but still. Slayton, Bond, or Bourne for pickup. Oh man, I guess Slayton. Because look, if the Browns had a quarterback I trusted, it would be Bond because he's the most talented of the 3. Yeah. But look, they're gonna go to Dylan Gabriel soon, so I just don't think anything's gonna happen out of that. So I guess Slayton. But
if Pearsall would miss the game, maybe Bourne.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, a one week. If you it depends. If you need a 1 week guy, then Bourne, I guess. But if you need someone for the long term, I think it's Slayton. Adonai Mitchell, I'm not complaining. Thought that just means more targets for Warren. Yeah, I mean, Adonai Mitchell's not going to play much, but he's only on the field because Alec Pierce got concussed. So Pierce will be back soon. Josh Downs droppable. Yeah. If Tyler Warren goes down, then pick up Downs because he's going to get the middle of the field work again. But
once upon a time, I really liked Josh Downs.
Yeah, I think he's a nifty player still, but it's not he's just not doing much. There's no volume. I remember Leon Lett dropped the ball before ending the end zone, I believe, back Dallas runs. Yeah. Then I remember Deshaun Jackson, Malachi Corley. Yeah, okay. So I guess Leon Lett was the original. So, but Deion Jackson made it famous again. Should I trade Harvey for Trey Benson, full PPR? That is that's a Spider-Man beam, but the difference is Benson is currently the starter, whereas Harvey is not. So
I think I would trade. I would go for Benson.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Considering spending all my fab on Woody and redraft trading Judkins for Ibuka. I said this 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't be conservative with my fab because the worst thing you could do is have fab left over when the season's over. And look, if you miss out on someone at the end of the year, so be it. But at least you'll know that you added someone who could be great for you. So don't be conservative with your fab. It's kind of like, if you lose a football game and you have timeouts left, that's kind of like what it feels like, So yeah. And then as far as this trading Judkins for Ibuka after losing Neighbors. I would do that if you need a receiver for sure. What content creators do you like to watch? We like to watch ourselves. No, I said fancy counselor. I'm on a show usually once or twice a week. So he's really good at what he does. I don't know who else. I don't care about promoting anyone else. Doesn't matter to me. If you want to promote it, anyone else is fine. I who do you watch, Kenny, besides us?
I'm trying to think. I like the guys who do film studies. So I like Shane Huff. I don't know if you know him, he's on Twitter. Brett Coleman is another guy. Matt Waldman. The guys that do film study, the guys who film breakdown. Brian Baldinger. Those are the guys. Anyone who does a film breakdown, those are the guys I think are worthy. That's not I like. I mean, this is the whole thing I've been talking about. Like I don't do projections. We've talked about this before. I hate doing projections. I think they're dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think about who's going to be good or bad. It's like which player I think is awesome. And like to me, film study is like why those are the guys I watch.
Yeah. Don't watch Mr. Jump Cuts either. That's Sal Vetri. Don't he's it's all AI videos. Trade away Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Brandon Jones.
Thank you so much, Brandon Jones, for the 499 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Look, YouTube ads pay nothing, so thank you. Trade away Josh Jacobs and Terry McLaurin for JSN, Kenneth Walker, and RG Harvey. Need running back depth. So I would think in a vacuum, JSN and Josh Jacobs are like pretty even right now, and I think that's kind of reflected in this draft here. So where JSN went 112 and Jacobs went 203, so that's like pretty close. So if you just like nullify those two, this is McLaurin for Walker and Harvey, which if you need running back depth, then yeah, they definitely do that. So that looks like a good trade to me. So yeah, that's a good trade. So yeah, Braden, thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of your season, and hope you're the trade partner accepts that trade. So Braden also said, okay, so no, it's the same question. Let's see. Don't watch the entire the Flock League's fantasy advice in general. Just watch the Flock League videos instead. I've watched the Flock video like once or twice, so I don't know if I was like pretty impressed by that. What happens is that I always walk my dog and stuff, or if I'm like driving to pick up my son from daycare, I'll go to YouTube and like the first video that comes up for fantasy, I'll just play it like no matter what, assuming they get a large following, because I like listening to stuff that a lot of people listen to, because then it kind of like tells me what the public's going to do. And like sometimes you'll get bad advice. Like for example, Mr. Jump Cuts, Sal Vetri, his number one bust this year was Jackson Smith and Jigba. And so I was like, whoa. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he hated JSN because they signed Cooper Kupp. I was like, did you watch Cooper Kupp last year? Like he's decrepit. Like what does this have to do with JSN? I don't understand. And so I was like, okay, so a lot of people are gonna be listening to this because he has a lot of followers for some reason. And so I thought that okay, we're gonna get JSN at value. And so I was drafting JSN like crazy in best ball, like end of round 3. So that's an example of like what I do is just like if it's getting a lot of listens, I like to listen to it just as a barometer as like what people are going to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Flock League is pretty funny. I guess I haven't I watched, like I said, I only watched 1 or 2 episodes. I guess I haven't like seen it enough. Should I pick up Shaheed or Kendry Miller or Rashad White or Hunt? Not Hunt.
Which Hunt?
Like, Kareem Hunt. Because what'd you say?
I forgot he was in the NFL.
It's easy to forget. I think if Bucky is out, Rashad White's going to look a lot better. So just take a shot on that. Like he has the potential to have a big game coming. Although Seattle's run defense is really good, but in PPR is going to do stuff. So I think in order, I would go Rashad White, then Miller, then Shaheed, then Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, it feels. I mean, I don't know. You feel like you're flipping a coin.
Yeah. Sal Vetri's undefeated with giving bad advice. Yeah, I can't wait to see him cry when Kyle Shanahan blows out CMC's Achilles. Yeah. So, look, I mean, he has some okay takes. He has some bad takes. He has a lot of bad takes, but like. What really bothers me about him is that the jump cuts he does in his videos, it drives me crazy. I just can't listen to it. Like, it's like he talks like AI, and then like he has some of his videos, like they actually have AI on it. Cause like in one video, he said something about reports, like a training camp reports. And when he was doing that, the video panned to like someone in an office handing a report to someone. It was like that was done by AI. It's like the whole thing's AI. Like he uses AI to generate his jump cuts. He doesn't talk like a normal person. It's like infuriating. I can't watch the videos. I want to watch them because a lot of people do watch them, and then I start watching them like, dude, I can't listen to this crap. Like, just stop making jump cuts. Just talk like a normal person. Like, it's so I'm so angry at this. I don't know. Like, I hate AI. Unless it's with betting. Actually, AI is great as writing code. Like sometimes, like for the site, I'm like, hey, can you generate recap code like based on the matchups this week? Because like for me, it would be take 20 minutes, and it just spits it out like in 5 seconds. Like, this is awesome. Like, save me 20 minutes. Thank you, ChatGPT. Save me 20 minutes. Thank you. What do you think about underdog fantasy? Like Hayden Winks, who likes film study and stats. Underdogs. So underdogs. I think they know what they're talking about. I don't particularly like those people. But I think they do a good job. I'm not friendly with those people. So that's that.
That's like a very diplomatic answer. Like, I'm like, what? This is a very diplomatic version of Walter. What is that?
No, they don't like me. They just don't like me. But I think they produce good content. I've no issues with their content.
It was just like a very diplomatic answer. Like, I'm used to you just firing away.
No, I will if calls for it. I don't have a strong take on this. Like, okay. That, no, I think that's what I said. I think they make good content, but I don't. But they don't like me. I don't necessarily hate them. I don't care about them. But I know they don't like
Walter. Me. I like you.
Thank you. It feels good to be liked.
Why don't they like you?
Well, so Josh Norris used to work for Roto World, and Roto World hated us. Like, they would never quote Charlie. Like, they'd always, like, if Charlie broke a story, they'd cite someone else. I even emailed Josh Norris about it. I'm like, this is journalistic malpractice, what you're doing. and he like replied to me right away. He's like, I'm not committing journalistic malpractice. And then like he fixed the link, but like they would never link to us at all. Like Charlie would post like great reports. Like, he'd have some breaking news, and like they would never link to him. And I think it's just because they don't like us. So I have a lot of enemies in the industry, and the Roto World people are like liberal douchebags. So at least those people were. So they didn't like me, but I don't care about them. I don't like one way or another. I don't really think about them that much, but I do think they make good content. But I will say this: they definitely buy a lot of their views, because they're a huge company. Like, why not? No. Anyway, fantasy counselor takes so long to get to the point. He says in this video, I'm going to tell you about 10 times. No, fantasy counselor is great. He's a friend of mine. But he's had some great calls. He said to avoid BTJ. He said to avoid Lad McConkey. Who else? He said to avoid James Conner, etc. So yeah, he made a lot of good points. So anyway, I feel like we're off track here. I can't stand jump cuts. That's so bad. I could go on and on about this, but yeah, we're approaching 1 a.m. So let's finish the recaps. Unless you want to keep going, I can keep dissing people. It's like my favorite thing to do. I love it. I don't care what people think. Like I said, I have a lot of enemies in the industry. A lot of people don't like me for my takes. Like, I feel like I've been misquoted a lot though.
Well, it's because you're a racist, white supremacist, homophobe.
Yeah, apparently so. Even though I've never said any of those things, but apparently they think that I'm this bad guy. I don't know. Anyway,
you hate women. Apparently, it's
I love women. There's nothing bad to say about women ever. Which I've never said anything bad. Anyway, Bears 25, Raiders 24. Mina Kimes said Geno Smith, talking about dissing people. Mina Kimes said Geno Smith's the top 10 quarterback. Remember that? He was so bad in this game. Ashton Jency finally had a great game. So not a surprise, because the Bears can't stop the run. Unfortunately, the Raiders play the Colts next week, so he's going to go back to normal, getting hit in the backfield over and over again. Bowers, I think, will rebound at least. He's like the guy I like the most on the Raiders from a value standpoint. Because I got him at 402 today. Caleb Williams, regression from last week, which was predictable given that he played the Cowboys, but he still wasn't that bad in this game. Odunze was the only viable Bears receiver once again. DJ Moore just doing nothing. So, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think not a lot to consider. Caleb Williams actually, this might have been his best game of his career. Like, maybe that's not like a high standard, but I think this might have been the best game of his career, and DeAndre Swift actually had like a couple nice runs in this game. Like a couple times he was hitting the backfield and like kind of like broke tackle, turned like a 4-yard loss into a 2-yard gain. Like, I actually thought there was some good things for the Bears to take away in this game. Again, they're playing the Raiders, so it's like hard to like, feels like, like how much value is there in doing these things against the Raiders defense, which seems inconsistent. But yeah, I think there's some, I don't know, it's hard to take moral victories away from sports, but I think if you're a Chicago Bears fan watching this game, there's finally a moment where you're like, okay, like Caleb Williams like might actually be the guy. Like I've been dogging Caleb Williams for the last year and plus, right? I just think he's the 4th or 5th best quarterback taken last year, and everyone told me this guy was Patrick Mahomes or better, and I don't see it. But anyway, I just think like if you're a Bears fan, like this is like a helpful like step to the right direction. Dunze looks really good. DJ Moore, I own DJ Moore in 2 out of 4 of my 4 leagues. I don't know what to do with him. I'm not starting him right now because I don't trust him, and I think he's probably not start worthy for a while. Yeah. With the exception of Bowers on the Raiders side, I don't know that I trust any of the receiving options here either. Like, none of these guys are worthy like of a starting line. Unless you're like desperate, like you can put Myers in, but like I don't know that I would trust him in the starting lineup unless I absolutely had to. Geno Smith sucks. Genty was great. Man, that one long run he had, he looks like he's like it's very Josh Jacobs like. I mean, that was the he reminded me of Josh Jacobs, like just great balance, low center of gravity. It was weird to see him maybe it's because he's in a Raiders uniform and it reminds me of Josh Jacobs. Like I don't know, maybe but it just looked like oh, it's Josh Jacobs again, like a little freaking bowling ball, just running people over, just like a bigger version of Mercedes, of MJD back in the day, Maurice Jones-Drew, like just like. Yeah, I really like it. He's going to be great. He's going to be a great player. So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, he needs the blocking. Colton Miller got hurt, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. He was their only good lineman, and he's out. So not looking good for Genty's run blocking, at least, or the pass protection. Geno Smith's not a top 10 quarterback because, as you know, the Raiders outgained the Bears by about 100 yards, and they lost because Geno Smith kept throwing them the ball. Then the block and then the field goal at the end was not good. So or it was blocked actually. All right. So Sunday Night Football, Cowboys 40, Packers 40. I don't know. Like I'm still dumbfounded by what we saw by Green Bay's defense. I don't understand this result. Pickens had a monster game. Ferguson, great game for a tight end, 7 for 40 and touchdown. Prescott was unbelievable. And then for the Packers, like, of course, you have to take these stats with a grain of salt. Like, if you're looking at this for the first time, like, if you're in a coma and you just woke up and you saw this, you're like, oh my God, Jordan Love's having like an MVP year. Jacobs having a great year. Romeo Doubs, best receiver of all time, 3 touchdowns. And then you just like that. And then I'll show you week 2 Giants and Cowboys and Russell Wilson threw for 450. So, Dallas defense is like laughably bad. But Green Bay's defense was just as bad in this game, and I don't get it. So what are your thoughts here? I'm kind of like tired of this game, talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is not what I expect from either team, right? I mean, no. On the Cowboys side, like Javonte Williams looks like legit. He's not amazing, but like he's going to be he's going to be the guy. And George Pickens looked amazing, and I think it's legit. I don't think he's going to stop. The rest of these offensive options, I'm just like, I don't know if I want any part of it. Like Jake Ferguson, 7 catches, but like, yuck. I don't know. Like it doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't feel like it could be replicatable. I don't know what's repeatable. Yes, it's right. Yeah. I don't know. Just this offense feels like they're gonna move the ball all over the like. They're gonna move the ball around or spread the ball around. Pickens is gonna get a bunch of targets. It looks like, and everyone else is just sort of like, eh. So I don't know that I want anyone else on this roster on my team. On the Green Bay side, like Josh Jacobs is great. awesome. Golden, I think he's Fugazi. I don't know. I don't believe it. Romeo Dubs, good player. 3 touchdowns is fluke. Like he may never score a touchdown ever again. Like I don't know, like 3 touchdowns in a game. Like that's the greatest game of his career.
Yeah.
Good for you. Tyler Kraft, like got shafted. Should have scored a touchdown. Like what a like. If you're a Kraft owner like me, that is total full tilt. Just anyway, I still won the game, so it wasn't a big deal. But very annoyed by that. Deontay Wicks, who I have in like 22% of best ball leagues, my 20th round pick, 19th round pick.
At least he's doing something.
So yeah, I mean, he's okay, I guess. Jordan Love, I don't know. These teams are funny. This is what I walked away from this game thinking the Eagles are going to go to the Super Bowl. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
As dysfunctional as they are, this team's going to the Super Bowl. Like none of these NFC teams can hang with the Eagles. Come on, these teams suck.
Well, I think the Rams might be the toughest competition. They were last year, and week 3 they almost beat them again. So we'll see. That could be a fun rematch. But I heard a theory. This is not me making this up. I heard a theory about why Dobbs is playing so well. It's because of that big helmet. Like Love is like looking down the field. He sees like his huge helmet. It's like, oh, let me throw it to that guy. So maybe that's the trick, is just wear these massive helmets, and like that's the way to get there. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. All right, let's run through the rest of the games, and I'll get to the questions at the end to close out the show. We had 2 Monday night games. I love the overlap. So great. So great to not be able to watch both games at the same. Like 7 and 9:30 would be great, but what's better is having both and not being able to watch both. Dolphins 27, Jets 21. There were 5 fumbles in this game. The Dolphins recovered all of them. That was the difference in the game. The Jets fumbled at the goal line, and they fumbled at midfield, and they fumbled deep in their own territory to give the Dolphins a score. So they gave the game away. They played well otherwise. Like Hall had some nice runs. Wilson had a big game. Taylor looked good. Justin Fields looked really good as a runner. He only misfired 7 times, but granted, keep in mind Miami's defense is awful. And then Miami, Achane, almost 100 yards there. Hill looked like he's going to get 100 yards, but unfortunately, he tore his ACL, and there was other knee damage, so he's going to be out for a long time. And then I think the main takeaway for Hill going down is that Malik Washington might get more involved. He's a young receiver that they like, and he suddenly kind of steps in as the receiver too. And then there's going to be Darren Waller also, who played well, but given his injury history, I don't know if I trust for him to stay healthy for most of the year. So, what are your thoughts on this game?
This is another situation where people told me the Dolphins are going to be terrible, and Tyreek Hill was terrible. And I was
they are terrible.
but they're good enough to support. Tyreek Hill was on his way to be a top 15 receiver and would have easily returned 3rd round or 2nd round value. And I was told this summer that he was going to suck. So
I don't think he would have returned 2nd round value.
Well, he's the 15th. He's the 15th best running back right now in fantasy. He was coming into the game. So
that's not. I mean, how many receivers were drafted in the first 2 rounds? Let's see.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's an end round 3 value.
Okay, round 3. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But I was told by many people that the Dolphins were going to suck and Tyreek Hill was going to suck and the Dolphins were going to be so bad they could not support anything. That's what I was told. Anyway.
Keep this in mind. Part of that was Tua's inability to stay healthy too. And, like he's going to get concussed at some point. Like we know that.
Maybe. All I'm saying, like Tyreek Hill looked really. My whole point was, you were telling. I was being told by you and others that Mike McDaniel was terrible and they were going to be terrible. And I'm like, I simply said
they are terrible. What are you talking about? They are terrible. They got lucky in this game. They'd be 0-4, and they didn't get lucky.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening.
You said that they were going to be so terrible that they were not going to sustain fantasy out. Like taking Tyreek Hill was a total waste. You said you wouldn't take him until the 7th round. That's what you said. Okay.
I took him in the 5th round in some of the drafts that we did.
I remember you saying 7th round. Okay, but maybe 5th, whatever. I remember saying this team has a chance. They could turn it around. They don't have to win games to support fantasy options. That's all I'm simply saying. I think this is another. It's not as dire as the Colts. I think it's another situation like maybe we overstayed our case in the summer. That's all my point. Like, but
well, I said that Hill lost a step, and like he was a first round pick in 2024, right? Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
the
going
first overall pick in a lot of leagues.
yeah, he was going 101. So
Yeah.
that's my point. Like Hill definitely declined.
I
He's
don't think he definitely
31.
declined. He looked fine in week 2 and week 3 this year. That's
Then
what I'm
why is he
saying.
not going 101 anymore?
Well, because the offense isn't as good as what we thought they would be 2 years ago.
What I said. That's what
No,
I
but you were
said.
saying they were going to suck, and you're no, that's not. You're not listening. The bottom line is you were really confident they were going to be terrible, and I said on this podcast, I can go get the receipts. But what if they turn it around a little bit and they're not god awful and they can sustain, and then Tyreek Hill is then maybe a third round value. Like that's what I said. Which is like after week 1 that looked bad, but then after week 2 and 3 I looked right, and after 1/2 I looked like I just the overconfidence I think makes us make bad choices. But
I think when Tua inevitably misses games, like we won't know this because Hill's not playing. Like
right,
Hill's not going to do anything when Tua missed his 3-4 games a year, which he always misses. Like, it's like that was part of the equation too. Like that Tua's health was part of the reason why. Like I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I just we're just so sure what teams are going to suck and never be good and never produce, and I just think in general the fantasy community is not as good as they think they are, and so I think it's valuable for listeners to go when people tell me they know for sure who's going to suck and not suck. It's worthy of ignoring that sometimes. That's my whole point.
Yes, but the Dolphins do suck, so
they don't suck enough to not produce fantasy. Like Tyreek Hill in a half had 67 yards and a half. That's my point.
Yeah, but he's not scoring touchdowns. They're not getting to the end zone most of the time.
Right. So
that's
I don't know what he was in PPR versus standard. No, he's 15 in standard, but obviously at this point, like, yeah, Mike McDaniels looks like the offense looks a little more like, okay, like he kind of remembered how to coach again, and so now they're like this offense is not god awful. They're not good, but they're not god awful.
Yeah, I mean, one game is not indicative of what we'll see. I don't really have faith in McDaniel at all. Like
it's 3 games, not 1. Week 2, 3, and 4, the offense has produced decently. Tyreek Hill was like a third round value. Like that's not bad. That's my point.
Well,
if you draft a guy in round 4 or 5 and you get third round value, that's decent, isn't it? Isn't it better?
They in week 3 they had 276 yards of offense. They weren't good in week 3, and then they played the Patriots, who they're the only team to allow Geno Smith to play well this year. So I don't know. Part of that is bad competition. Jets didn't have their best pass rusher. Jets are a mess too. Like although they do have an easy schedule, I'll give them that. Like they play the Panthers this week, so they should do well again against the Panthers. But I'd like the schedule.
I'm looking at just Tyreek's like his number. Like week 1 was terrible, okay, but then week 2 he had 100 catches. Week 100 yards, 6 catches, 100 yards. Week 3, 5 catches for 50 yards, and a touchdown. Week 4, then he got injured. Halfway through the game, he had 6, 7. But like, I'm just like, okay, like that's not terrible. That was my whole point. My whole point was like, do they sustain Tyreek Hill? I was drafting Tyreek Hill. Obviously, it did not turn out well because Tyreek Hill just had a devastating knee injury, and probably will never never play again. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But so.
Yeah. Look, I mean, he was a late third round receiver. But then you had to factor in when Tua gets hurt too. So like, I think if he played the whole year and we knew that Tua went down, like he would be like a 5th round value, because like he's not going to do anything with Zach Wilson. Hypothetically, we don't know that, but anyway. Anything else here? Jets wise? No.
Justin Fields actually looked good. Maybe the best game of his career.
Yeah, and well, he gets Dallas coming up, so maybe that'll be the best game.
Like legitimately, maybe the best game of his career, which I know is not a very high standard. I recognize that.
He was awesome. We bet his over rushing yards, and he got there. He outthrew Tua on about the same number of attempts. So that's Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's viable with Fields. So and by the way, Braylon Allen went down, so it's gonna be all Breece Hall. Remember we were told it's gonna be 50-50 split with Hall and
I
Allen.
didn't believe it.
Who was reporting that? That's like whoever was reporting that should be fired. Like I don't know who I don't know who was responsible for that report, but
Some dumb beat reporter.
Yeah, there's
That's
so many bad ones.
I think they're all idiots. That's why.
Yeah, there are like 2 or 3 good beat reporters, and the rest of them are garbage. It's
Like,
so bad.
I'm an Eagles fan. I listen to all the Eagles podcasts. I can't think of one Eagles beat reporter that I think is worth listening to. I think they're all idiots.
Yeah, that's
Ruben Frank.
Ruben Frank is a moron. Yeah,
Elliot Shore Parks, Spencer, whatever his name is, Elliot. Who was the other guy? The guy with Elliot Shore. I don't know. I forget it. The guy who's with Elliot Shore Parks. What's his name? I don't know.
I don't know.
They're all these Eagles beat reporter guys. I think they're all dopes. Jeff Mosher's okay. He's like the only one that's like mediocre.
Yeah. Ruben Frank is one of the dumbest people on the internet. So he's
Dave Zangaro, I think, is like nice guy, but not smart.
Yeah.
Like this is the team I follow. Every beat reporter, I think they're total dope. I just think across the NFL, they're all dopes.
Did Ruben Frank block you, or was that
someone else? Yeah, he blocked me because I said something about politics. He's like, "Okay, Matt, guy," and he blocked me. Dude,
what I like you have to have like the mindset of a 12-year-old girl. Like, I'm gonna block you. like I've never blocked anyone in my life. I don't understand like the point of blocking people. Like who cares what people say? Just like ignore them. Like if they bother you that much, just don't pay attention to them. I don't know, like why would anyone bother you too? Like I like when I get hate mail. I think it's funny. like people took time out of the day. Yeah, people took time out of the day to send me a negative reply or something. I'm like, that's hilarious. You know, I like replying to that stuff. I don't know. Yeah, like, dude, Ruben Frank, if you're listening to this randomly, just develop some thick skin. So anyway, you see, this guy's a clown. He's like a 12-year-old girl in a 80-year-old man's body or whatever. I don't know, what is he, like 65? Anyway, Broncos 28, Bengals 3. This is like the Bengals scored 3 points and then they got nothing. Jamar Chase was frustrated, understandably so. T. Higgins not doing anything. Like I said, I dropped him in a 10-team league. Like he'll have like a decent game or two against bad defenses, but Bengals schedule is so tough. Like they play the Lions this week. We hit our same game parlay. Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions as part of it. So that was nice. But Denver, we should focus on because they're the real team here. Dobbins ran for 100 yards against this horrible defense. Bo Nix, it looked a lot better than he did earlier in the year. Albeit against soft competition. Sutton looks good. Marvin Mims, it'd been nice to have his Rainmaker card here. That Rainmaker is long gone. Troy Franklin dropped a touchdown, deep touchdown. And then RJ Harvey got some garbage time when Dobbins got out. I think they wanted to make sure Dobbins wouldn't lose 100 yards because they were so excited about it. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this final game?
I mean, if you're a Bengals fan, I'm sorry. Like, I legitimately feel sorry for you guys. Like, it's a bummer. If you're a Chase Brown owner, I own Chase Brown in one league, and it doesn't look like he's going to score a touchdown ever again, it feels like, right? I mean, because they doesn't look like they're going to get anywhere near the red zone anytime near soon. Like, that offense is they're not broken. They just, like, can't do anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. If you own any Bengals, like I think you got to sit them. I think even Chase Brown, Jamar Chase at this point, like Chase Brown to me is an easy sit if you have any other running back when you're like, yeah.
I played Henderson over Chase Brown in our league, and that actually worked out.
I have Chase Brown in the league, but I have Junkins in that league as well. So Junkins is basically gonna be my starter. I also have Breece Hall as like that in that league. I have a couple good running backs. I thought I had great running backs with Chase Brown. Anyway, Chase Brown. He dropped to like the late second round in the league I drafted him in. I'm just like, I was ecstatic. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, obviously that's then doesn't feel as great today. If you have any Bengals, I think you got to sit them until further notice. Which, like, if you drafted Jamar Chase number 1 overall, or in the first out of the first round, like, I'm sorry, like, yikes, that's gotta hurt, man. Yeah, but I think you got to sit him for the Broncos. Like Dobbins, start him. I've got Dobbins in one league. He's my main flex in that league. I think you got to play him. The Eagles have actually the Eagles have been kind of a reputation for being a great run stopping team. They've actually been pretty weak against the run. They've been kind of leaky against the run this year. And so I actually think Dobbins is a good play against the Eagles this coming week. And so, yeah, the Eagles have kind of be like they're really good against the pass. And I think they're going to, unless they change things around, they may unintentionally become a run funnel defense, which is kind of a weird thing to think about the Eagles who've been so good against the run for the last, 6-7 years, it seems like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that Bo Nix, who I think is terrible and not good, there were 2 plays in this game, 2 throws in this game that were like just on a rope, just fantastic throws, tight window, like, oh wow, okay, like you can do that. That's pretty good. So maybe he doesn't suck. I mean, I still think he sucks, but but maybe not terrible. Maybe not as bad as Caleb Williams. Let's say.
Would you? Well, here's the question: who would you rather have for the rest of their careers, Nix or Caleb Williams?
I mean, I don't know, man. I guess I'm still going to lean toward Caleb Williams because I was told how great he was and there's pedigree, so maybe I still lean toward Williams, but I hadn't seen enough from Williams. It's not it should not be close, right?
No, it shouldn't at all. In fact, like if it's May versus Caleb Williams, like you have to take May at this point, right?
This time I'm taking May, of course. Not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close at this point. Yeah. With Knicks, I think Knicks has a higher floor, but Caleb Williams has a higher ceiling. So
that's probably a good way to say. Yeah.
I guess you take Caleb Williams, but but I agree. Like Bo Nix is not that good, but he's not. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's like fine for what they have. Like Sean Payton's coaching him up. I don't think he's going to be terrible, but I don't think he's going to win games for you. Like if they win the Super Bowl, I don't think it's because of Bo Nix. Like it could be because Bo Nix doesn't make mistakes, but the rest of the team is awesome. Like I think that's where like Bo Nix feels like an Alex Smith sort of quarterback, where like he can manage a team deep into the playoffs, but he's never going to like win games for you in the playoffs. Yeah. Anyway, we have let's talk. If you have time, I
just got a trade offer, by the way. I got a trade offer: Drake London for David Montgomery and Zay Flowers in a PPR.
Drake London for David Montgomery and Zay Flowers in PPR.
I think I'm taking it.
You get Drake London?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd do that. Yeah, because Zay Flowers has no Lamar, and Montgomery is he's okay, but it's not like amazing. And it feels like you're selling high on Montgomery, not from this week, but the week before. Yeah, I do it. Yeah.
This guy's got he's got a lot of injuries on his squad. Poor guy.
Okay.
He's got a really good receiver room, but he's had some injuries. So
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think I would do that. So okay, $63 left to fab. Woody Marks on the waivers, full low drop. Yeah, I think so. I'm 1-3. Don't want to place last in my league. I have Herbert, Barkley, Breece Hall, Drake London, McMillan, Kraft, Jacoby Myers, bench. I have Woody Marks. Is there a question attached to this? Please help my team. What do I do? So what? I don't think the team's that bad. Like, why is this team that bad? Like Barkley's not producing, but
I mean that's your big problem.
Yeah. I don't think like this team's that bad though. I mean, you have Woody Marks. Like, you're not going to play him over Barkley, right? But like,
no.
Like, I'm not a Godwin guy. I know you liked him, but I think Godwin sucks. I don't know. I mean, just hope for the best. This team's not that bad. Like, it feels like this. Like, if you told me, like, hey, this is my team, what do you think my record is? I would have said like 2-2. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think you like really do anything here, like outside of picking up players.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to just kind of ride with what you got.
Yeah.
And not maybe the tinkering actually could harm you.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Let's see. Cowboys and Packers know how to make deals with each other. Yeah. I would have. Okay, hold on. Let me find a question. Should I drop Andrews for Waller? I think given that Lamar's hurt, I think you can do it. But just keep in mind that Waller is a very high injury risk, so he could get hurt at any moment. How much fab is too much for Woody? There's no such thing. I think I'd drop all my fab for Woody. Like, because like you never like he could be the top waiver wire pickup. There could be someone better, but like, what if you just don't use it on Woody and then there's no one else, and you're going to be kicking yourself. Like he's an electric player. Charlie Campbell loved him before the draft. Charlie Campbell said he was one of his draft sleepers, and so not a surprise that he's panning out.
Yeah.
Is Bond, Malik Washington, Slayton worth a pickup? I think they're worth a pickup. Depends what you have. Like it depends. Should I drop Cup? Yes, please. There's Cup should not be on any rosters right now. I would take all these guys over Cooper Cup. Do you agree? They all have more potential. Yeah. They all have more potential than him.
I mean, I think they all suck, but I mean, no, Malik Washington's definitely better.
Yeah.
Bond and Slayton, I don't know. They're all
Bond is super talented. He just plays on the Browns. That's the problem there. Like he was a second round prospect who just didn't get drafted because of the domestic violence stuff.
Bond, Slayton, or Cup. I don't think I want any of those guys on the roster. Malik Washington's a better option.
Yeah, I think so. What tight ends to start this week or rest of the season? Njoku, Mason Taylor, I got Fields, Rapper Waller, Schultz, or Ingram, or Theo Johnson. Well, I would say Waller this week. They play the Panthers. Rest of the season, though, Waller is probably going to get hurt. So I would say maybe Mason Taylor. I know you like
Mason Taylor's probably my favorite upside guy there.
Yeah. Who's more reliable, Burrow to That's very rough. Same draft class. They did suck. We talked about that.
Maybe Justin Herbert would turn out to be the best quarterback in that draft class.
Yeah, no. I mean, like obviously Burrow's had more playoff success, but yeah, I mean, still a long time to go. It's crazy how one quarterback changes since he turns Jamar Chase Higgins into such wastes. Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like, that's why I'd rather draft running back early than receiver, because like running back, yeah, running backs can get hurt. But receivers could also get hurt, and their quarterback could get hurt. So you have to avoid two guys, So I'd rather just take the running back. Plus, the receiver depth is usually better than running back depth. Not all the time, but usually. Mm-hmm. I would watch the Dolphins McDaniel locker room speech. Most uninspiring thing I've ever heard. It looks like. Did you see him? He looks like a crack addict on the sideline. Like he looks like he's like twitching. He looks skinny. He's twitching. Like feels like he needs his fix or something. That's what he looks like. When you guys answer questions, we were answering questions now. Looks like seriously, it looks like he's tweaking out.
You're ridiculous.
That's what he looks like. He's so malnourished, and like he looks like he's dependent on some sort of narcotic.
Probably is.
Yeah, seriously. Darnold versus Tampa, Stafford versus San Francisco. I think Stafford. Like, no Nick Bosa changes that whole defense, man. That defense sucks with that Bosa. It's so bad.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't trust Darnold. I just don't trust him. And he's playing well. I just don't trust him. I think he's
I mean, I think you're right. I think it's hard to trust him. Yeah.
Would you trade Chase for Ladd and Judkins? Yes. Chase? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Same 14-man league. My running backs are Saquon, Chase Brown, Henderson, Harvey, Charbonnet, Tootin. Which two running backs should I start? Man, it's so hard to sit Saquon, but it's Denver. No Chase Brown at all. Henderson, no. Harvey's a backup, no. I think right now and Charbonnet plays Tampa, man. That's tough. So you have to go Saquon.
Saquon and Charbonnet is the guys I would go with.
Yeah, but remember how good Tampa's running back is. The run defense is like they just don't allow 50. They don't allow 50-yard rushers to Bijan or McCaffrey or Saquon. Like what's Charbonnet gonna do? I love Charbonnet, but not this week. But like the other options kind of suck too. So
is it PPR? If it's PPR, maybe you take a chance with Harvey or Henderson, and maybe that you luck out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, man,
who the Bengals play this week again?
The Lions. Lions have the number 2 run defense. Bless you. Tampa has number 1 run defense. Lions have number 1 run defense. Bless you again. Okay. Receiver room. Sorry, what?
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Yeah, it's hard. Running back, receiver room is destroyed after losing neighbors. Got Jacoby, Alec, Diggs left standing. Would you consider sending CMC for Hampton and Tedero McMillan? Yeah, I would. Yeah, because CMC, again, he has chronic Achilles tendonitis in both feet. Like he's a ticking time bomb, just like everyone else in the Niners. The
gap between CMC and Hampton is not significant, and
they both won the first round. The
And
draft
Ted
is a thing.
McMillan looks legit. Again, the team sucks, so it's going to be inconsistent production, but he's good, and so there could be really good boom weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take Drake London deal, have him as number 2 receiver. Yeah. Then there's Parrot Boy. Hey Walter, why are the Saints favored by 2 over the Giants when the Giants are a better team? I think it's because Jackson Dart popped up on the injury report today. Like they were last night, I say, Monday night, the Giants were favored by 1.5. And then today I woke up and I saw Saints -2. What moved the line? Jackson Dart popped up the injury report with a hamstring or something. So he may not play. So it might be Russell Wilson. And if it's Russell Wilson, I don't think the Giants are a better team. I think Jackson Dart at least like gives them some upside, whereas like Russell Wilson's nothing but downside, unless he's playing the Cowboys. Yeah. Hold on, I missed this. Where can I listen to Charlie Campbell outside of streams and videos? WalterFootball.com. He has tons of articles every week. So yeah, I mean, but he does a video each week on this channel. But he posts a ton of content on the site like every day. Yes, my league's PPR. Okay, so in that case, it's either Henderson or Harvey, and I think Henderson has the easier matchup because Buffalo just looks lost without Milano and Ed Oliver. So I would go with Henderson in PPR. But yeah, should I drop Andrews? Well, yeah, we talked about that. Yes, I would. And then I think Dart is still playing despite being injured. I would guess so too, but you never know. You never know how these injuries will go. So that's something to monitor for sure. I'm not betting either side in that game. There's no interest at all for me. How much fab drop for Waller? Got 288. If you really need a tight end, only add Waller if you need a tight end. Like don't waste fab on tight ends if you don't need one. But if you really need a tight end, what are you thinking? Like 10, 15%?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, I look. If Waller didn't have an injury history, I'd say more. But like, you can't trust him to stay healthy. So that's 10 to 15% is where I would go.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for all the questions tonight. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, asking questions. I love doing this show on Tuesdays to kind of recap everything and get into arguments, which is like the best part of sports is getting into arguments. It's a lot of fun. And dissing other fantasy channels is always fun too, which, maybe I'll start doing more. It's kind of like the rap game, like people diss each other. I feel like there should be more of that in fantasy. But anyway, it says, yo, if you have a question, ask it in the next minute because we're about to sign off. All right, guys. Once again, let me get one thought. Yeah, just we'll say our goodbyes. But okay, there we go. I traded away Shakir for Rashee Rice today. Both teams agreed, then it was vetoed. That's you need to get a new league if that's vetoed. That's like Rice is better than Shakir, but Rice is not playing the next few games. So I think that's like a fair trade.
Right.
Yeah, there's no reason that should be vetoed. That's horrible. Like you need a new commissioner. Just you can clip this video and send it to the league. Like that's ridiculous. This should not be vetoed. That's terrible. So yeah, I'll be back streaming this one. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Again, really appreciate it. Thanks especially to Nino for the $1.99 super chat and Braden for the $4.99 super chat. Just thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Definitely need this stream. Yeah, I would love to do that. I lost Burrow, picked up Jones and Dart. Should I start Dart? Jones plays the Raiders. Don't start Dart. I mean, and Dart has an easy matchup too, but Jones has a very easy matchup against the Raiders, so I would start him. So anyway, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. We'll be back tomorrow talking Week 5 NFL picks with Andy Isco. So that'll be fun, and then the rest of the week the same as usual. Evan, Daniel on Thursday, Tom on Friday. You're the GOAT. Just followed. Have a good one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good luck with your team. All right, Kenny, I want to shout anything out, like your website, thecapisfake.com.
You can check out the website if you want. Like the most recent article I wrote a little while ago, why we don't know squat, why rumors and beat reporters are idiots, and don't listen to that. So, check it out, thecapisfake.com. Lots of other pieces of articles on there, other pieces of content, different topics. a lot of stuff about the salary cap. If you believe the salary cap is real, you're wrong. Check it out. thecapisfake.com.
Lots of great content on there. I strongly urge you guys to check out this site, thecapisfake.com. Links in the description too. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then.